welcome here to America's Day at the Races, or should I say, America's Night at the Races, as we kick off some evening racing here. It's Downs After Dark over at Churchill Downs. It's neon night. Hopefully, Paula Duca will be dressed up in some neon. And we're also going to be having racing from the Meadowlands as well. So extremely looking forward to this evening. It's going to be myself. I'm Michelle Yu, joined now by Anthony Stabile. And I know you're looking forward to teaching me some harness.
Yes, the harness helmet's on. We left the gel out of the hair tonight. The harness helmet is on. We have 6 fresh ones, the pick 6 actually, over at the Meadowlands tonight. We got a pick 4 ticket for later on, and we'll hopefully make some money. I like a horse in the Open. That's like the featured race of the night, Michelle. The Open is like a money allowance race, if you will, here in with the Thoroughbred. So looking forward to the Open later on. Looking forward to what Jessica has to say, and of course, we got Mr. LaDuca. He'll find a bachelor or a bachelorette party. He'll find some neon. He'll find himself some fun and some trouble down beneath the Twin Spires tonight.
It's not hard to do when it's Downs After Dark.
He always does.
Let's head out to Churchill right now as we are approaching race number 7. A field of 7 is assembled, and horses are making their way onto the track for this allowance optional claiming event. These are non-winners of 2 other than going 1 mile on the main. Of course, that's 1 turn, and we will kick off the post parade with Enid for Mike Maker, leading rider Tyler Gaffalione in the saddle.
Has not raced on the dirt since May of last year. It was the 2nd place finish in a maiden 30. His best dirt race by far. I can't believe he's the favorite.
Absum coming through next. You want a price? Here's one for you, 20-1. Juan Cano already with a winner on the card today.
Yeah, he got a win earlier tonight. The horse was 0 for 4 on a main track, and the best racing was done on wet surfaces.
Briefcase Bully comes through next.
Second off a 7.5-month layoff for Cherie DeVoe, who's having a fantastic Churchill Downs meet. This horse stretched it out a little bit. Very dangerous at 4-1.
Katanaset coming in here. This is a very well-bred son of American Pharaoh out of the multiple graded stakes winner mare B Sharp Sonata.
Yeah, just a 5-year-old with just 5 starts in his life. He won his last one. He won back in the slop on New Year's Eve 2020. We'll see if he can refine his form.
Fan Club, that's a hunch play for you.
Yeah, I have a very large fan club, according to Richard Migliori. 0 for 3 at Churchill Downs, 0 for 2 at the distance. He cuts back from a series of mile and 16 2-turn races.
Number 6, my drink of preference, a Double Crown.
Norm Cash off the claim from our colleague Tom Amos. This horse hit the board in the lone start last time when beaten just a neck at Churchill Downs, taking some money at 7-2.
And Eben will round out our post parade here, 6-1. This is actually my top selection, the other one, Cano.
Yeah, this horse loves Churchill Downs, 4 for 15 with 4 third-place finishes. 2 starts back, ran one of the best races of his career at Keeneland going 7 furlongs. We'll see if the extra furlong helps his cause tonight.
I'm a little surprised at the price right now, 6-1 from a 3-1. Oh, Paul LaDuca. I love Paul.
He did not disappoint.
He did not disappoint. If you didn't join us earlier in the afternoon, I tasked Paul with being in theme for tonight, which is Neon Nights. I wanted some goggles. Man, those are amazing. Look at them. They're horseshoes.
Yeah, they are horseshoes. I'm starting to get a little bit of vertigo, too, as well, Michelle. I'm seeing, like, triples and doubles. There's music going on. This place is absolutely packed. I got a bachelor party behind me. I borrowed these sunglasses from a lovely lady over here as well that had them on a little bit earlier. Crazy night here at the Downs After Dark. Late pick 5 right now. And if I was going to go to a horse in here, I would actually go to the 6 Double Crown. I know it's a claim off our colleague, Tom Amos, but this horse ran a dynamite race, taking a lot of money in the double. Bearano having another great day, looking for a triple on the card. I honestly thought the 3 Briefcase Bully would take more action, at least in the doubles and the pick 3s, but really is not. I think Cherie has another runner a little later on in the card that's going to be very, very tough in one of the stakes races. Not a stakes race, but a mini little stakes race, making her 3-year-old debut. And the other money's going to Enid on the inside for Michael Maker and Tyler Gaffalione. That connections is just going to take a lot of money anyways, but this horse does have a good look from the inside. But myself and Mr. Elton John are going to go with Double Crown, my friends.
Thank you so much, Paul, for not only the information, but for really getting the spirit. I feel so good right now. This is kicking off the show in a great way. Where's your glasses?
We should have picked. Listen, we went 22:44 at King Umberto's to get back here in time.
21 flat, I felt
You did
like.
an amazing job. You did an amazing job. Let's see if Briefcase Bully can do an amazing job and pay for dinner tonight, Michelle. Like Paul, I thought he would take some more money. Cherie's having a really good meet down there. His trainer, Cherie DeVoe. This horse has the race off the 7.5-month break, stretches back out to a distance he is 2 for 2 at. I think it's worth noting that both of those wins came in the one-turn configuration over the course at Churchill Downs. All of the trappings of a favorite. Instead, the horse that's favored right now, I get it's Mike Maker. I get he never ran on the dirt for Mike Maker. But this horse's dirt races, the number 1, Enid, they're just not good. And Briefcase Bully, the 3 has better races. The 4, Katansen has better races. The 5, Fan Club has better races. The 6, Double Crown has better races. The 7, Eben has better races. There's 5 of the 6 horses he's facing tonight have multiple much better races than this horse, and he's 2-1. Makes no sense.
Maybe the Tyler Mike Maker combination, they connected almost 30%.
I guess. That's a lot of in a field where you literally have 3 to 5 more attractive alternatives. Betting human connections. This isn't a bottom-level maiden claimer or a 16-2 life where you're just saying, I'm going to default to Gaffalione and Maker, where I would understand that. You have some real racehorses in here. This is an optional claiming race. This is the tags are 62,000. It's a 2 other than. I just defaulting to this horse because he's trained and ridden by 2 of the top guys down there, I think is a big, big mistake.
The 7 is my top selection on paper, but I loved the warm-up of the 5, Fan Club, for Dale Romans. He's getting a cut back in distance. His last race was absolutely dismal. If for some reason we can draw a line through that, and if he runs to his looks, loved the warm-up there.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I mean. There's just multiple. I'm afraid of this horse at 4-1, Briefcase Bully. Like, part of me doesn't want to bet, but part of me feels like I got to be an idiot not to, getting almost twice the price I thought I was going to tonight.
That's how I felt with Chad Brown earlier. I say make the bet. Horses are in line. Travis Stone has the call.
They're in the gate. And the rough. Eben bounces out on top. Absam showing speed, and from the rail, Enid is up close too. Enid comes on third to take the lead. So Enid's in front, and Absam's going to track from second. Eben backs off to settle in third. Double Crown racing up into fourth as they head up the chute and come for the main track. Briefcase Bully is down inside fifth in the early stages. Katansen is racing sixth. The trailer is Fan Club seventh. Enid, the leader down the backstretch, leads by a neck. Absam pushed along to keep up, running in second. Eben is perched down 3 wide, third past a 5 furlong marker. Briefcase Bully saunters up inside to fourth, within 3 lengths of the lead. Katansen's now fifth. Fan Club Double Crown has dropped out to trail the field. They are halfway home. The opening quarter in a manageable 23-4. Moderate opening half in 47-3. So they're on the far turn. Enid the leader. Absam still right there. Eben is given more rein and comes on 3 wide. Katansen comes on 4 wide round the far turn. In behind them, it's Fan Club and Briefcase Bully. Double Crown is catching up too. Off the turn into the stretch. Enid cut the corner. Enid leads by 2. Katansen is set down for the drive. Eben's back to third, and Double Crown is coming down the center of the track. 1 furlong to go. Enid's in deep water. Here's Katansen, and here's Double Crown. Double Crown with a fast finish. Katansen's in front. Double Crown trying to run that one down. Katansen wins. Holding on narrowly over Double Crown second. Enid was third, and Briefcase Bully fourth.
Well, that was an exciting finish here for the 7th at Churchill Downs. Katansen holding on for the win. I thought for a minute we were in trouble with Eden out there. He was on the front end. I thought he was going to continue, but 2 horses with furious late charges.
Yeah, Enid wound up drifting up to 5-2. Your post-time favorite at night, the fine was Double Crown, your selection, who was flying late. A move that would not have worked nearly as well as it almost did tonight a week ago. But Katansen got the first jump under Ricardo Santana Jr. Going to make it 2 wins in a row now. Like you said earlier, before we came back on the air, Michelle, this was a racetrack that was playing very kindly to speed, and what we've seen now is you can make up ground late. Because the fact of the matter is, out of that chute going the mile, going 47-3, just left alone on the front end. Enid had no real excuse tonight. And he got run down by, like you said, not one but two. Good price on Catanzit, a horse who really had done very little wrong in his career, besides the fact that he hasn't raced that much. He got the job done at a juicy 9-2 tonight.
Like you said, it has not done pretty much anything wrong. And the pedigree on this horse, you know that they would love for him to be a really good horse.
And he's starting to move forward. You know, he's kind of idled the beginning of his career. And then he had the layoff from August to May of this year. He actually ran on Derby Day over at Indiana, Horseshoe Indy. And he made up some ground late and got the money that day. And now he's done the same thing. And Paulo Lobo's been able to keep him on the racetrack now. And that's been this horse's biggest problem. You see a 17-month layoff on his card. You see a 5.5-month layoff on his card. You see an 8.5 to 9-month layoff on his card. Keeping him on the racetrack's been a problem. He's now run twice in a row on a form cycle, and he's put in 2 really good efforts. So maybe things are pointed in the right direction for him.
I think the fact that they kept him an intact horse after these multiple layoffs, especially that long one, means that they have high hopes for him. And like you said, this is a good allowance race. Allowance races like this are springboards into stakes.
He got beat by Harvey Wallbanger, who won the Holy Bull a bunch of years back in one of his defeats. He got beat a neck in one of his other races at Ellis Park. And again, he's always facing some sort of adversity, a layoff, a bad pace scenario. You know, they're going 50 in his races, then they're going 46 in his races. And horses that aren't on the racetrack, you know, they're getting hit with lefts and rights. Now it's 2 in a row, and like you said, I think it's a good point you made. He's intact. He hasn't been gelded yet. So they must think highly enough of this horse to not only continue on the trail with him, but to do it without gelding him, would make things a little bit easier to manage him.
So we have race number 7 in the books. We'll get to prices in just a little bit, but we want to look ahead to race number 10 at Churchill Downs. Also an allowance affair. This is for non-winners of one other than, and fillies as well. And we want to take a look at an important horse to note in here, and it is the 9 Tarabi. 8-5 on the morning line for this daughter of First Samurai. And we haven't seen her since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies last year. But we most know her from the spin-away. Take a look at the start she got. She stumbles out of there, almost hits the rail, and she still manages to run a very decent second to eventual champion Echo Zulu.
Yeah, the only time she's lost in her career, Echo Zulu's won both races. Here it is again, that start. She not only breaks in, but she's actually behind the rail at one point, going onto the main track, out of the chute and onto the main track. And then she makes this, she gets into position, which is impressive enough from the rail draw, and she holds that position through the stretch in a grade 1 in the second start of her career against an undefeated filly at the time who would go on to win the Breeders' Cup by daylight. Yeah, so again, Cherie DeVoe having a really good meet down there. Another one coming back. She gets Lasix for the first time. Javier Castellano down there to ride her tonight. Should be fun to watch her return to the races.
I want to point out, by the way, you mentioned Cherie DeVoe, 32% off of the layoff right now. I mean, that's a huge number.
Yeah, and it's a big enough sample. It's almost 20 horses. That's a good sample size. You know, it's not like she's 1 for 5. She's not like she's 3 for 10. I mean, she's run 20 horses. It's a pretty good sample size.
I look at that. I love that. I love stall shots. They're my favorite.
Better than bath shots? A lot of people love bath shots.
Oh, no, I don't like bath shots.
Me either.
I'm
more
not
of a stall shot guy, too.
I'm a much bigger fan of a stall shot.
I like Bill Mott, the Bill Mott stall shots when they're behind the gate.
The gate.
Yeah.
The gate.
And it's just like when they stick their head out. I took a picture with Tacitus like 3 years ago, and he almost took a chunk out of me. There was more of me back then, but he almost took a chunk out of me.
Let's get to some prices now from Churchill Downs as we see Catanzit walking into the winner's circle. Already mentioned, but let's retouch on the pedigree here by American Pharaoh and the multiple grading stakes winning mare B-Sharp Sonata. Paulo Lobo does train for OXO Equine, and Ricardo Santana Jr. bagging yet another winner.
We've seen those silks in New York a couple of times on New York bred filly Brattle House, who's turned into a little bit of a win machine. A couple of wins, one against State Breds, one against Open Company by daylight. And we'll see if she's, I would imagine Stakes Company is next for Brattle House. But yeah, we'll see what they do with Catanzit. I know they get the 3 other ends off down there, which is important for him because the development has been slow because of him not being able to stay on the racetrack. We'll see what's next for him.
Interesting, they've tried to run this horse in the grass on several occasions as well and just haven't got there from being rained off. We have no further grass racing at Churchill Downs, but coming summer, I mean, you never know. Ellis Park has a grass course. Sure. Maybe they bring up to Saratoga. There's some options for Catanzit if they want to try him on the lawn.
There sure is. There sure is. Big price, too. You got Max Jingle on the 1180 for the 9-2. Very important. Best friend of the racetrack, Max Jingle.
Double Crown in there for second, $3.40. And then Eden finishing out your top three. All right, so we've got Churchill Downs in the books. We'll get to race number 8 in just a bit. We want to head over to the Big M.
Yes.
I know that you've been waiting all day for race number 8.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm really looking forward to the 10th. I got the lone circle on the card in race 10. We're going to use 2 in the pick 4, but the lone circle of the night is in the 10th. Yeah, this is a non-winners of 14,000. So for those of you more accustomed to playing thoroughbreds, they'll do conditions differently over at the harness track. This is for horses that have not won 14,000 in their last 5 starts. There'll be some claiming horses in here, and you'll see, if you're looking at the PPs, you can get over at Naira Bets, the number 1 decision day, and he's earned $13,435 in his last 5 starts. So he literally falls into the category by $565. He just gets in.
He looked a little flat last week, though.
He did. He did. He had a rough trip last week. And he gets the post relief from the 3-hole to the rail draw now. He did his better work against the non-winners of 7,500 in their last 5, so almost double in the class. He had some money come off his card last week from a 3rd-place finish in the 75 as well, so he just snuck in to this race tonight. He's got a good draw. He gets Corey Callahan in the sulky, and I think he makes some sense in here. He's definitely one of the players, I can tell you that.
Okay, now you have to help me out here. Is this horse getting warm and he's sweaty, or did they rub something on the horses on occasion?
No, I mean, I thought he looked. That's probably just like the thoroughbreds. Yeah, he's just, a little
hot?
warm tonight.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
Because I've seen some eventing and whatnot, and like the carriage driving, where they actually rub soap along the sides to keep it from rubbing on their flanks.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with it, but I don't think that's the case with him.
I want to drive a sulky.
I've driven 9 media races, never won one. I want to get into a winner's race. It's the most exhilarating. Until I got into the announcer's booth, it was the most exhilarating experience of my life.
Here's a fun fact. My husband is a world champion chariot racer.
Wow. Like Ben-Hur?
Like Ben-Hur.
Wow.
2 quarter horses attached, and they stand up in the back of half a trash can?
We can't have, I can't be having quarter horses pulling me around.
At full speed. 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Out of a gate. It's scary.
I don't like riding the tilt-a-whirl at amusement parks. I'm not getting on 2 quarter horses and standing on half a tin can.
How about your current favorite in here, the 3, Speedy Dominic?
He's had a couple of layoffs this year. He's missed some time. He missed 2 months back from February to April. He missed another month, a month and a half, really, 6 weeks. He's had to qualify a couple of times. His last qualifier looked good for the Bongiornos. And, co-favorite with the number 6, White Cookie, who's 3rd start off the qualifier. So we'll see what he can do.
Welcome here to America's Day at the Races, although right now it's night. Brought to you in part by America's Best Racing. That's a live look at Churchill Downs, where it is Downs after dark. And it is neon nights out there. You can see Paul LaDuca in the corner of your screen, hanging out with all of the cool people. And we are going to be bringing you live racing action from Churchill Downs for the rest of their card, as well as the remainder of their card here at the Meadowlands. It is Michelle Yu with Anthony Stabile, but on site at the Big M, we do have Jessica Otten. Jessica, thanks for joining us, and tell us a little bit about how you guys are faring over there from a weather standpoint.
I'm so happy to be joining you guys tonight, although it is a little chillier tonight than it was yesterday. It was about 80, 85 degrees yesterday. It's about high 60s, low 70s tonight. We are dealing with a bit of wind. The races have been playing a little bit quite fair. There were a couple races won on the front end, but mostly coming from off of the pace. So you want to be close, but off of the pace. I think tonight it is very windy. It is chilly as well. To take you through this 8th race, it is an upper level condition class. I like the 1 decision day. Corey Callahan back in the bike. That was a pretty speedy race. He got caught in last time out. He was parked the middle half, and he still paced home in 26-3, 50-1 at the end of the mile. If you go to 3 starts back when he had post 8, he was parked the first half of the mile, 26-1 first opening panel, 53-3 opening half, and he dug in gamely for a new lifetime mark at the age of 7 and 48-3. He always gives it his all. Corey always has great things to say about him. He's back in the bike tonight. He gets the rail to work with. Hopefully he can, use some of that early speed to get tucked away there close. The 3 Speedy Dominic is coming off of a very powerful qualifier down at Gateway on Monday. Short rest to keep him tight. It was a 7th-ranked winner, 26-4 kicker at it. This is the first parimutuel start for the Jen and Joe Bondorno barn. Jen Bondorno already has 2 winners on the card tonight. He gets a key inside post to work with as well, with the 2 being scratched. And the 6 White Cookie out of the Ron Burke barn. He's also had a couple winners on the card. Brian Sears takes over the controls. 3rd start off of the bench. Just got beat last time out. 2 starts back, he was well off the pace, and he paced home strongly in 25-3. Last time out, he was parked to the quarter in a 27-1. Just got beat by the horse that sat pocket, but it was a good stretch out kind of mile in there. So 1, 3, and 6 in here for me.
Thanks so much, Jessica, for all that information. Horse is getting ready to get set on gate there. I thought that the 7 horse we just saw, De Los Cielos Deo, looked a little bit on the warm side, considering the fact that Jess said it was chilly out there.
Yeah, he was a little warm. He's another horse. I don't think he's without a chance in here at a little bit of a price.
Horses on gate here for the 8th at the Meadowlands. Ken Workington with the call.
Speedy Dominic is 6. White Cookie at 2-1. 7-2 action on the 1. Decision Day. This starts the 20-cent pick 6. Race 8. On gate. Here they come. They're off. White Cookie had his nose on the gate. He fires hard for Brian Sears. As Speedy Dominic from the inside, and Decision Day on the rail gets away 3rd. Into the first turn. Billy Clyde off the speed. Tucks in 4th there. A Rockin' on Venus backs away in 5th position. Then 2 more lengths to De Los Cielos Dale, and Better Take It's a long way from the front end here. A White Cookie fronts them. Speedy Dominic on the outside, and he's wrangled back to 2nd off a hot marker here of 26-3. Decision Day is 3rd as they wheel off the turn across the backstretch. Billy Clyde off the speed in 4th position. Rockin' on Venus on the inside 5th, and it's De Los Cielos Dale and Better Take It. Their single file. They head towards the half and follow White Cookie. 5-2 on the board is White Cookie, and the White Knight is Speedy Dominic and Joe Bondorno, a 2-hole ride, a hot pocket spot. Decision Day is 3rd. Billy Clyde 4th, followed by Rockin' on Venus. De Los Cielos Dale and Better Take It, no changes. Half 54 seconds onto the far turn. White Cookie on a mission. It's White Cookie with 3/8 out. Speedy Dominic, dreamy 2-hole ride. First over comes Rockin' on Venus. Stride for stride with Decision Day. And then it's Billy Clyde in 5th. He needs to shake loose now, and the De Los Cielos Dale to the outside and Better Take It. Passing 3/4, it's White Cookie and Speedy Dominic. 121 and 127-1. Take that, says White Cookie and Brian Sears. They kick clear by 3, now 4. It's White Cookie, leaving Speedy Dominic in his wake. Up the cones, Billy Clyde late pace, and Decision Day for minor spoils. White Cookie blows them away. It's all White Cookie. White Cookie, then Billy Clyde, then Decision Day, then a 3-way photo. Rockin' on Venus, Speedy Dominic, or De Los Cielos Dale. White Cookie was white hot, 149-1.
Exciting win. The last few starts for him have been good, and showed speed like he did last time, and that put him right into the swing of things.
3rd off the 2-month break. He really showed some speed tonight, Michelle. Faster than he's gone in a very long time. White Cookie and the White Knight. Brian Sears took no prisoners tonight. 149-1. That's a cooking with. That's a lifetime mark for White Cookie. It was the fastest mile he's ever went.
Really?
Yeah, by 4/5 of a second, I might add.
At one point, it looked like they were going to inhale him, and he just unleashed.
You see Brian's hands back in his chest. He's just really, he kicked away. It looked like Speedy Dominic was gonna, Joe Bondorno, he was trying to get Jessica her 3rd win of the night. Jennifer rather, I'm sorry, and he went to pull the plugs, and when he pulled the plugs, there was just no kick. Plugs are a couple of, they put earplugs in their ears to kind of wake a horse up, so when they pull the plugs, they go from complete silence to hearing the surrounding sounds of the horses, the crowd, what have you. He pulled the plugs. There was no kick. He went back through the field. Nice drive by Mark McDonald to get Billy Clyde second off of a September break to place money at a big price.
All right, so we'll have prices from the Meadowlands in just a little bit, and we still, of course, have racing from Churchill, but we want to look back on some races that we had going on earlier today over here at Belmont Park. And oh, my mistake. We meant up and coming for today.
Coming up, yeah.
Oof. You know,
It's
tonight's races.
America's all day at the
when
races.
I hear
Michelle.
today and tonight, I get very confused in my ear.
That's okay.
All right, so today's races that are still up and coming, brought to you by Claiborne, by the way, a maiden special weight affair at Churchill Downs, and allowance optional claiming event there as well. And then that number 10 race that you've been looking forward to all
Open.
day.
Yes, ma'am. Pick 4 starts in that race, the late pick 4, and we'll get the Open.
There's a live look right now at the Twin Spires. Downs After Dark in full swing as we are about 14 minutes to go before their 8th.
Whether it's Division I or Grade 1, top athletes have certain traits in common. Speed, strength, class, versatility, and most of all, willpower. Claiborne Farm Stallion, War of Will, was a Grade 1 winner on both dirt and turf. Now, his first foals are taking the field.
And we're back here on America's Day at the races. And that's a white cookie walking into the winner's circle at the Meadowlands for race number 8. $7.40 there for a pretty popular winner, marking an all-time best time.
Yeah, all-time best, 149-1 in a pretty successful career so far, pushing earnings of $200,000 now. Is this son of Windfall Blue Chip? Another win for Ron Burke on the card.
We'll have more racing coming up from Meadowlands. Here's a live peek right now at the paddock for Churchill Downs race number 8. Going to be maidens going a mile. And you can see horses getting their final little bit of tack on the 2. Sailor's Return, giving his handlers just a little bit of flack right there. Doesn't seem to want to be put in the box. He's like, hey, let me out.
How about a 1 to 5 shot in here? Did I see 1 to 5?
Warrior Johnny.
Warrior
We'll have to
Johnny.
find out why we have a 1 to 5 favorite after this quick timeout.
Purple Haze Standardbred Adoption Program was created in 2018 by Wanda Policini, Purple Haze provides training to transition into new careers and finding homes. Horses are started with groundwork and then ridden in an arena before going on. Horses at Purple Haze are evaluated and adopted out based on abilities and temperament. If you have a horse that you care about, or if you're looking for a great pleasure horse, please contact Purple Haze Standardbred Adoption Program.
New for Belmont Spring, the $3 triple play pick 3. Choose the winners of the last 3 races at Belmont Park every Sunday to win big. Plus, play on Naira Bets for a free $10 triple play bet. Go to Naira.com/triple play for details.
Monmouth Park's newest featured race day is Haskell Preview Day, Saturday, June 18th. Wager on the TVG.com Pegasus for 3-year-olds, plus 3 graded stakes, all on the road to Haskell Day, Saturday, July 23rd. Win early and often by playing our 50-cent Win Early Pick 5. First post, 12:15 Eastern. Racing's biggest stars prep for the Jersey Shore's biggest race on Haskell Preview Day at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
America's Day at the Races continues with night racing from Churchill Downs. Looking at horses as they come onto the track, about to kick off a post parade for race number 8. And America's Day at the Races brought to you in part by Claiborne Farms, 100 years of doing the usual, unusually well. Kicking it off will be the one Curlin's Malibu here, and first time gelding, which might not be in your program.
Yeah, it cuts back from a mile and a 16, 2 turns at Keeneland to the 1 turn here. Going to need a form reversal, though.
Here is Sailor's Return. We saw him acting up in the paddock earlier. It looks like he's calmed down significantly since stepping onto the track.
0 for 3 on the main track in his career. He's done most of his running on the grass.
1 to 5 right here. I feel like that's a trend when we see Tyler Gaffalione in the irons.
Yeah, he gets a rider change to a barn that's heated up as of late, and he has some figures that would just dominate this bunch.
Scratch the 4, paid twice. Here's the 5 active duty for Dallas Stewart.
Stretches out from a 6.5 furlong debut to the mile here. Son of Medallador out of a Curlin mare. Should love the extra distance.
Conspiracy Fact will come through next. I like this horse for Al Stahl.
Yeah, showed speed going 2 turns last time. Cuts back to the 1 turn mile here. Son of Unified won out Peter Pan at Belmont Park, going a mile and an 1/8 around 1 turn.
Longest shot on the board is the 7 Roaring Gap for Darren Miller.
Probably should be. Did not beat one home, beaten almost 27 lengths in his debut, though, Michelle, he took some money that night at 10 to 1.
Yeah, he was only 10 to 1. That's not bad for a first-time starter. And then the 8 Bold Medication for Brett Calhoun.
First time for Brett Calhoun. Blinkers come off. Lasix back on. First start since November. Getting ignored on the tote board, though, at 18 to 1.
If you look at him, I don't know how you can ignore him.
Me
He gets
either.
the blinkers off. He's a Senna Bernardini. He's got a fantastic pedigree for going a little further. Fantastic on the racetrack. Speaking about Tyler Gaffalione and all the favoritism he's taking, possibly it's because he has just leapfrogged past every other rider in this colony to top the standings right now. 42 wins for Gaffalione.
Yeah. That night started at a 19-win lead, but Tyler's won 1, Ricardo's won a couple, Bejarano's won a race. So the leading riders dominating the Downs After Dark card tonight at Churchill Downs.
Well, I still don't know if it's worth 2 to 5, though.
This horse, you know, if we're talking strictly from a speed figure point of view, he has a triple fig. All for his last 3 figures would just crush anything that the fastest runner in here besides him has already brought to the table. So I kind of understand it.
Anthony and I are up here at Belmont Park, but down under the Twin Spires, our good friend Paul LaDuca, who looks so decked out now. It is neon night for Downs After Dark, and this was the vibe I was looking for, LaDuca.
Well, I appreciate it, Michelle. I've been getting gifts all over the place since the neon lights theme has been brought upon my attention. As soon as I walked in, we got the DJs going as well. A giant crowd here at Downs After Dark. This starts the late pick 4, and do you want to start it basically with a 1 to 5 shot? And like Anthony says, the 3 in here, Warrior Johnny, just lays over this field. He really does. If he runs any of his last races, he really is going to be tough to beat. And some of the other ones are really going to have to improve. Now, the 4 in here, I thought was the horse that ran 2-year-old numbers and that could challenge him. Well, he's scratched out of here. So the other horse in here is the 6. I thought that at least has shown some talent, but I also thought the 1 was a horse. Gelded for the first time. All 4 starts, this horse has been wide most of the time. I think gets the rail now. I'm going to go with a cold exacta here, 3-1. And when this exacta hits, this is what's going to happen to my glasses. They're going to go on and just blink on and on when this 3-1 comes in, Michelle.
Okay, when I heard it was Neon Night at Churchill, in my head, I pictured Paul LaDuca in those glasses.
You saw the glasses?
I saw them in my brain.
I was hoping you had like a Blue Man Group outfit on.
Oh.
That would have been better.
That would have been interesting.
And banging the paint drum, that would have been good.
Here's a look at the 1, 15 to 1 right now. You heard LaDuca mention him. Just want to touch again real quickly. You might not have it listed in your past performances. Curlin's Malibu is a first-time gelding, but depending on when you got your PPs, that was not notated in the DRF.
No, it was not. I did not have them as well, so I did not have that change. Yeah, we'll see how with the ultimate equipment change, I like to call it. See what it can
irreversible equipment.
What
change.
it can do for Curlin's Malibu this evening beneath the Twin Spires. Yeah. The Conspiracy Fact, great name, right? Conspiracy Fact.
This is my top pick.
Okay. Wow. You don't like chalk, huh?
I don't like chalk. I'm anti-chalk. I like this horse out of the mare Tanda, who I'm a big fan of. I saw speed last time with a little bit of fade, but I felt like it wasn't that he got too tired. He just got past at the end a little bit. The cutback in distance is one of my favorite angles. You go from 2 turns to 1 turn. So I like the 6.
Okay.
And 5 to 1.
Taking some money. Taking some money. I thought the 5 was a little interesting. I was hoping for a better price on Active Duty, who, you know, Dallas Stewart, not known for his first-time starters, but second time, they ordinarily improve. And this one, if he does improve, I think will be right there for the place money tonight. You see, I think Warrior Johnny is a foregone conclusion tonight.
Okay.
It's not like he's 0 for 10, 0 for 12. You know, he's 0 for 5. I'm willing to forgive the turf starts, especially when his best buyer is a 61 on the grass and his worst buyer is an 84 on the dirt. He's obviously started his career on the wrong surface. With his pedigree, he's by Cairo Prince out of a war chant mare. That makes sense, as we have some baseball. It looks like a little league team. They're not that little, but it's a little league team. I don't know what's going on there. We saw them early though.
A mid-league team.
It's funny, we were talking about this earlier. Michelle and I went to King Umberto's tonight. There was a picture of me in my Little League, my Ozone Howard Little League uniform with the chief.
On the
late,
wall.
great Alan Jerkins on the wall for a very long time. So you got to start him young. You can wind up right here. In any event, I thought this was a cold 3-5. I was hoping for a better price on Active Duty. The price stinks. I mean, he's 4 to 1, but I do think he'll improve off of his debut. Can he improve enough to beat Warrior Johnny? I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, the public seems to, because that's an awful lot of money to take into a 2 to 5 shot off of that debut.
Yes, certainly getting played right here. Okay, here's my thing with Warrior Johnny, right? Speed, maybe, but had the front end last time. Just going the mile here at Churchill on a wet, fast track. Churchill already a little speed favoring. You add some moisture to it, really speed favoring, and couldn't hold on.
Wonder if the birthday girl likes 2 to 5 for Warrior Johnny. I don't know.
Even at 2 to 1, I don't know if I could put Warrior Johnny
Wow,
on top.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know how much money I would bet on Warrior Johnny right now if he was 2 to 1. I tell you what, my phone's at about 8%. It would be at about 3% when I was done betting.
Really?
Yeah.
All
at
right.
2 to 1, you turn that 5 into I give you a half a point. 2 to 1.
I mean, I see his numbers are by far and away the best. I just feel like he's having no excuses, whether he's on the front end or where he's coming from behind. He just doesn't win races. I like a horse I can make an excuse for, right? I'm a big line drawer. I like to find a horse with a problem, draw a line through that race, and all of a sudden their form looks better. To me, this horse has no problems. I can't draw a line through any race, so he's just losing.
Okay, but he's losing in much faster races.
That's true.
He got beat by Ali Alejandro. I mean, he ran through some real horses. Brigadier General twice. King Ottoman, who he beat last time, came back to win. I don't know.
Okay.
You pointed out how great the 8 bold medication looked on the racetrack.
Yes.
The form is lacking in here so much that I would make a saver with him for a second. I bet a strong 3-5 and a little 3-8 to try to save the bet.
We're loading into the gate right now for race number 8. Going 1 mile here at Churchill. That's just one turn for Downs After Dark. A couple left to load, and Travis Stone, the voice of Churchill Downs, with the call.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Conspiracy Fact comes out running. Bold Medication is there, and here comes Active Duty down toward the rail. Roaring Gap's not far behind either. Conspiracy Fact is out there setting the pace. Bold Medication comes on with Roaring Gap, their second and third, as they race up the chute and cross to the main track. Warrior Johnny comes away fourth and is reserved at that spot, 4 lengths off the lead. Active Duty is down inside fifth by 3. Curlin's Malibu, a break of 4 back to Sailor's Return, the trailer. Down the backstretch run, 23 and 3. Conspiracy Fact isolated up top. 3-length lead heading for the far turn. Warrior Johnny creeps up into second. Roaring Gap is keeping pace with them while third. 2 lengths back, Bold Medication in fourth. Active Duty is called on for run fifth, angling outside. Sailor's Return is rallying down toward the rail. And Kirtland's Malibu's the trailer, so round the far turn. Conspiracy Fact holding on to a narrow lead. Warrior Johnny sidles up alongside and takes the lead. Warrior Johnny to the front at the quarter pole. Roaring Gap comes on wide off the turn. Active Duty's catching up as well. Top of the stretch, Warrior Johnny by 5 now. Warrior Johnny well clear. Roaring Gap trying to hold second. Active Duty late on the scene. Down to the wire. Warrior Johnny and Tyler Gaffleone was merely along for the ride. Warrior Johnny cruises home. Wins it by 10 lengths on the wire. Active Duty got second. Roaring Gap and Bold Medication.
Nothing to love about the price, but never a doubt on the winner there, Warrior Johnny. You heard Travis say that Tyler was just along for the ride. That was the absolute truth. Around the turn, he was pulling Tyler into position. He's like, I need to be here right now.
2 on the night for the leading rider, who bumps it back up to 19. I'll tell you what, Michelle, I'm too old to be trying to get 4-to-1 shots second like that. Active Duty made everybody who bet the Colt 3-5 sweat it out till the end. And thankfully, if you bet, Roaring Gap. And we're being told that there was a minus show. Looks like a minus show pool there on Johnny tonight, on Warrior Johnny.
Oof. Exciting finish there for Churchill Downs. Let's head over back to the Meadowlands as we're going to kick off a post parade. The one Annabelle Hanover went through. Here's Stellenbosch.
Stellenbosch on a 3-race win streak over at Pocono Downs in Pennsylvania. That's why you see that big gaudy 18-1.
Shake ya booty.
Won a conditioned race last time at the Meadowlands last Saturday night, his first win in a long while.
We're pumping through quick here. So Norman's Madeline goes through. Here's Fox Valley Exploit.
Yeah, Fox Valley Exploit showed speed 2 back. We'll see what she can do tonight from the 5-hole.
Your heavy favorite there, Scarlett Hanover.
Yeah, Ron Burke looking for another win on the card with Joe Bongiorno in the sulky. This one's dropping down in a big way.
So Irresistible next.
Yeah, my namesake finished 3rd last time out here at the Big M. Switching to the Saturday night card now.
And Lori Lee will move through.
You hit the board in her last 2. See if she can improve off those finishes.
Beach Crazy.
Showed speed and went gate to wire last time out. Going to have to do it from the 9-hole tonight.
Chase Lounge finishes us up.
First time Lasix for Scott DiDomenico. Marcus Miller going to get in the sulky tonight, replacing Joe Bongiorno, who is driving the number 6.
Let's get back out to Jessica. I know she likes 2 horses towards the inside.
I do, and you know, the heavy favorite in here is one I'm steering away from. I need to see a little more from Scarlett Hanover before I jump on board. I'm going to go to the inside here. The one, Annabelle Hanover, is moving up in class, but has a third start leg 6. I thought it was a very good start last time out. The 2, Stellenbosch, looks to make it 4 in a row. Talk with trainer Scott Blackler. That was a planned week off. She is jumping down in class, gets a key inside post to work with. Brian Sears looks to double up here.
They're ready, set for race 9 on gate, pacing mares. Here they come. And they're off stride the 4. Norman's Madeline way back. Norman's Madeline broke and is way back. Scarlett Hanover's out going for the lead with Fox Valley Exploit. And on the outside, here comes Beach Crazy to challenging, cutting the corner. Annabelle Hanover. Annabelle Hanover engages Fox Valley Exploit in an early tussle. Scarlett Hanover tucked in, and parked out is Beach Crazy 4th on the outside. Stellenbosch is 5th off the dueling leaders. Chase Lounge to the outside 6th. Then comes Chic Ya Booty and So Irresistible and Lori Lee. And way back is Norman's Madeline 27-1. Slugfest across the backstretch. Beach Crazy wrestles command but pays the price. Chase Lounge on the outside, immediate pressure. Fox Valley Exploit back to 3rd on the inside. Annabelle Hanover is 4th. Scarlett Hanover is 5th past the half. Then comes Stellenbosch on the inside 6th. Chic Ya Beauty is 7th, followed by Lori Lee. And way back after Miscue, So Irresistible and Norman's Madeline 54-2, 27-1 again. And it's Chase Lounge unleashed here by Marcus Miller at 5-1, is taken off by 3.5 lengths. Beach Crazy left in the wake 2nd. Fox Valley Exploit on the inside 3rd. Late move Scarlett Hanover gets in gear. She's now 3rd. Annabelle Hanover stayed in and is pinned in. Stride for stride with Stellenbosch at 3/4, but the one to reel in is Chase Lounge. Got separation. Scarlett Hanover revving up on the outside, trying to reel her in. 122-1 in the stretch drive. Chase Lounge feeling those fractions. Here is Scarlett Hanover on the outside to let her have it. Then it's far back to Beach Crazy. Late move from Chic Ya Booty into 3rd. It's Scarlett Hanover drawing clear. Scarlett Hanover at 6-5. Scarlett Hanover, then Chase Lounge, then Chic Ya Booty, and Annabelle Hanover 149-4.
Scarlett Hanover there for the win, and happy with the drive.
Love this drive from Joe Bongiorno here. He left for position. It was a little easier to leave when one of the inside runners, Norman's Madeline, broke stride early on. So he just had 2 others to get around. Gets into the pocket, and then they duked it out. Michelle, Annabelle Hanover was there. Fox Valley Exploit, the 2 outside markers, Beach Crazy and Chase Lounge. They all took their turns on the front end. Chase Lounge had it, opened the big lead, and Joe was forced to bring her first over at about the 3/8. And she just went on a forward march. But if she doesn't get into that position early to watch all of the action in front of her, she could have got left out to dry. Instead, she gets a brilliant early position. He let them all duke it out on the front end, and he just comes by to gobble up Chase Lounge, who ran very well. She was the last one to win that pace war. Unfortunately, she couldn't win the battle with the favorite.
Flipping pages over back to Churchill Downs for that maiden special weight, where we had a very popular graduate warrior, Johnny, got the job done, and really from go never looked like a loser.
A lot of supporters in the Rigney Racing winner's circle there. Yeah, you could see him and Tyler Gaffalione, merely a passenger tonight, just letting this horse gallop in about the 3 or 4 path, just keeping his mind to his business. Threw a cross at him right there at the 8th pole, and just going to gallop home the easiest kind. This is how you want to win horse races.
$200,000 Keeneland September purchase of 2020 by Cairo Prince out of the War Chant mare Warrior Girl. Started off the career on the grass, but has really found a home on the dirt and delivers the maiden breaker at 1-5, returning $2.40 there.
Yeah, 210, 210, 3 even, 3 even. Those prices are all okay, folks. I love saying that.
Race number 9 will be upcoming next at Churchill Downs, just about 23 minutes away, and it's going to be an open $25,000 claiming event, going a mile and a 16th. Scratch the 7 to Kalen out of this particular spot, and favoritism between 2 horses, Palace Coupe And then the 5 Lord Dragon also taking some money in here as well.
Yep, the public settled on those two. This is more of a wide open race, I think, than settling on 2 short prices.
All right, so we're 23 minutes or so away from that race for Churchill Downs After Dark. We're going to step aside for a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the return to the States of Hot Rod Charlie, who made his way over to the Jersey Shore this afternoon.
How do you become the gold standard in racing partnerships? One horse, one partner, one victory at a time. Congratulations to all our partners who have made West Point the gold standard for the last 3 decades.
America's Day at the Races continues here, brought to you by America's Best Racing. For the love of the race, visit americasbestracing.net today. Gonna head out to the Meadowlands. We have horses coming into the winner's circle, or a horse, Scarlet Hanover, trainer Ron Burke, and Joe Bongiorno. Oh.
Joe Bongiorno.
Thank you.
Bongiorno.
Terrible for me. Is that all it is? Is that how you spell Bongiorno?
Bongiorno, that's all it is, kid.
Oh.
You gotta use, and you gotta.
I do this in my hand.
That's good.
I did that.
That's pretty good.
Bongiorno.
I prefer to go right-handed. I prefer to go right-handed like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe
This way you keep the
Bongiorno.
left hand out to like throw a couple of smacks.
See,
That's
I
what you
have
like
to
to
keep
do.
something in my right hand, and then my left hand does the talking.
Like breast knuckles?
Sometimes. I keep those in my purse.
Okay.
All right. So we'll move forward to the Meadowlands in just a few, but we want to look back at some stakes action from today. You heard before the break that Hot Rod Charlie made his stateside return after a very nice runner-up effort last out in the Dubai World Cup. Doug O'Neill picked out the Grade 3 Salvador Mile for him, and he was the heavy favorite. That's him on the outside in the white cap with the big white face.
Yes, he has a multiple Grade 1 winner to his inside named Mind Control right now from Hall of Famer Todd Pletcher's barn. And it looks right here, Michelle, like he's just going to go on by, and the stateside return is going to be a winning one under Hall of Famer Mike Smith. But fellow Hall of Famer John Velasquez and Mind Control had other ideas. And a race reminiscent of the Parks Dirt Mile last year when he came back on Silver State. Mind Control now does it on Hot Rod Charlie to spoil his stateside debut in 2022.
You know what, though? It's not like Hot Rod Charlie wins a lot of races.
He
I
doesn't.
feel like he just runs a lot of fantastic races. I know that boat racing and the Strausses, they just love Hot Rod Charlie. He gives them thrills race after race after race. When you keep throwing up good races, maybe you don't necessarily have to win to keep the people in love with you.
And I think if you want to use a baseball analogy, eventually
No, I
you
don't.
feel
I
like
don't like baseball.
You don't like baseball. Eventually the doubles turn into home runs.
Right.
That's what you hope, right? Horses. Somebody said to me about a handicapper once. If you're a good handicapper, you're going to lose a lot of photos, because that means you're picking horses that, if you're a good horse, you're going to lose some photos because you're always on the money.
Right.
And you're running against other good horses. So unless you're a dominant sort, and he's certainly not one, he's certainly more of a herd type. He's always in the pack. He's going to give you a lot of exciting finishes. He's not always going to win them.
Yeah, well, we've been a fan of Hot Rod Charlie ever since his big runner-up effort in the Breeders' Cup a couple of years back. We'll keep cheering him on, but taking nothing away from Mind Control there with a big win in the Salvador Mile. We'll step aside for a break right now. That's a look at Neon Nights going on at Churchill Downs. It's Downs After Dark, and the Twin Spires are lit up a nice green.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
Following C, pouring it on here in the stretch. Impressive to win the Grade 2 Vosburg. Following C, Mile Happy has kicked it into high gear, and Mile Happy with a powerful performance wins by 2.5.
Eclipse champion Run Happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.
Back here on America's Day at the Races, which sometimes happens at night, brought to you by Run Happy, the brilliant Eclipse Award champion and record setter who raced medication-free. Michelle, you and Anthony Stabile here as we guide through these last couple of races on the Churchill Downs card as well as on the Meadowlands card. And I know at the Meadowlands you've been looking forward to the Open. Race number 10, and you have a ticket constructed around there.
I do. Let's try and hit this late pick 4 tonight.
Wait, pause. I thought you meant you had a single in race 10.
Listen, so I want the people, Michelle,
they want to hit
like
it was a single.
There's a circle. There's a difference. Lafitte knows the difference. He'll explain it to you when you're back in California. Betters Don't Tell is the horse I like the most in here, the number 2. Okay. But I want to use the favorite Let It Ride, who's on a 2-race win streak, who won the Open down at Chester last week in Philadelphia area. So I'm going to use both of them. A big spread in race 11 in some of these series races. I don't want to get eliminated. 1, 5, and 6 in race 12. And then I think the 6 and 9 can wrap things up. For Bolt Maine, the number 6 in the last race would probably be the top pick. I would also use the 9 Deerfield Beach, who's going to be one of the, if not the favorites. If you want to trim it down to $18, you can single, I would single the 2 Betters Don't Tell here in the Open tonight.
All right.
Is it okay? Am I okay now?
I was looking forward to a single, so I was surprised.
You can single him if you want. I want to, just in case he gets beat, I want to use him.
Maybe I'll find a single at Churchill. I think I lost all my money in the last race, though. We're taking a look right now at the paddock, Churchill Downs. Horses in there for race number 9. Going to be a 1 1/16 claiming event. That was a good long look at the 5. Lord Dragon with Chris Hartman getting some tack adjusted, and I think Paul LaDuca is standing by in the paddock. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I am, Michelle. And in no way, in shape or form, in my mind, in the 50 years of my life, I thought I'd wear a tutu in the Churchill Downs paddock. But that is happening tonight in this beautiful weather. We're having the light show. I got my halo on because I didn't get my exacta home in the last race, the 3-1. The 3 much the best in the last. I'll tell you what, the 2 horses that they're betting in this race are the 5 Lord Dragon and the 9, the outside horse for Robertina Diodoro and David Cohen. Now, Chris Hartman had a horse run a little bit earlier that had a clear lead and got run down. And I've been saying this, Chris is a great trainer, but his horses right now are not running to their potential. I really, truly think the 9, Palace Coup, off a little bit of a rest with David Cohen aboard, with Robertina Diodoro, 1-for-1 over this racetrack, has got a giant shot in here. And I also give the 4, Frosted Grace, a big look in here. Too many seconds in here, but I'm all over the 9, guys. This is one of my best bets in here. I like the 9 to obviously Tarabi in the next race as well. That would be my 2-2 double.
Oh, Paul LaDuca. I mean, you give Paul an inch, and he runs away with it for a mile. I love it.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
Is that skirt glowing?
It's unbelievable.
I think it's glowing.
It's stunning. It's so good. I mean, it's so good.
Anthony wants one.
It's Mets blue, by the way. That's the best part about it.
Hey, listen, this took me like 21 and a half hours to sew, so give me some credit.
I give you all the credit. My kid asks me to sew things like that all the time. It's too hard to sew tulle.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
It's so hard to concentrate right now. You understand this? That's number 16. That's Paulie Dukes. The guy's wearing a tutu in the middle of Louisville, Kentucky.
In the paddock.
In the paddock.
Whew, I like it.
I love it.
My favorite.
It's chaos. I love chaos.
All right, so Paulie, all over the 9 in here, as are the bettors at 2-1. Agree, disagree?
Can I hedge?
Sure.
I'm the guy that likes a horse in the Meadowlands. I only use 2 horses, Michelle.
Right.
So I'm allowed to hedge, right? What's up with the drop? The drop bothers me here.
Really?
Yeah, drops bothers me. I'm going to tell you why the drop bothers me. This horse has been protected for 7 months, 8 months, and now he's not being protected. And in fact, off of the most lucrative win in his career, he's being dropped in for a quarter. He can win. 2-1's not enticing enough for me to bite.
All right. Well, we'll return to Churchill Downs in just a bit. We want to get back out to the Meadowlands for this Open that is upcoming, and we have Jessica Outen out there standing by. But first, we're going to get to a post parade. Kicking it off with the 1, Luz Pearlman.
Yeah, he'll need to improve off his last 3 efforts. Ron Burke, who's already won multiple races on the Saturday night card.
Bettors Don't Tell could be a single on your tickets, and we'll move through here as number 2.
Yeah, he won 2 of his last 3, finished 3rd in the Graduate last week, gets Corey Callahan back in the sulky.
Nandolo will be next, as we're still taking a look at Bettors Don't Tell.
Yeah, Bettors Don't Tell looks good on the
There
track.
we go.
There's Nandolo, and he ran in the Open here 2 weeks back from a 4-hole and did not fire at all.
I'm Sir Blake.
Comes in off an Open at Saratoga harness. I'll be there in a few weeks. He got the job done last week, ships back down to the Big M, where he has a couple of nice miles in his career.
Delightful.
He won 2 in a row, beating a nose at the Meadowlands 3 starts back, so he's a nose away from 3 in a row, and he's been real consistent in his last 5 starts.
How about this? Let It Ride, a 34-time winner.
Yeah, he won the Open and 25,000 winners over 2 starts back. He ships back up to the Meadowlands where he won the Open back in April.
And Vettel there in the end. Want to head out right now to Jessica Outen, who wants to tell us a little bit about a couple horses we're going to look forward to seeing in a few weeks.
Yes, we are. The next leg of the Graduate is actually next weekend, but then the final of all 4 Graduate Series happens right here at the Big M on July 9th, and we are going to be broadcasting that on FS2. Of course, the 2 horses I'm talking about are both of the inside horses, the 1 and the 2, both out of the Ron Burke barn. We'll take a quick look at them. The 1, Luz Pearlman, is coming out of a race with leg 2 of the Graduate up at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Didn't fare well there. Talked to Ronnie Burke. He said the horse is back at his favorite track. That's that's a good sign. Brian Sears, Ron Burke looking to team up again here tonight. This horse is sitting 5th in the point standings. The two Betters Don't Tell actually fared well in that Graduate Series up at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Only got beat a length behind Carbine, who won a huge first over trip, 49-1. He paced home in 27-3. Prior to that, he was in the 4-year-old non-winners of 10 here at the Meadowlands, and he won strongly in 47-3, 26-3 at the end of it. This horse recently added Lasix, so this will be the 4th start Lasix tonight. This horse is tied for 6th in the point standings, gets a nice inside post to work with, gets the captain, Corey Callahan, in the bike as well. And there's another horse I'd like to take a look at, too. That's the 3, Nandolo. He comes off a 2nd place finish behind Working on a Mystery, who's a tremendous stakes horse in his own right, down at Harris, Philadelphia. 49-1, 27 at the end of it. And I was there that day. He was 5 or 6 wide in the stretch. He was flying home. He only got beat a quarter of a length. 2 starts back, when you see that line here at the Meadowlands, looks a little bit deceiving. He was parked in a 54-2 opening half, 26-2 toward opening quarter, and then obviously he was going to fall short there at the little bit. So he never was able to find a seat on the rail. He comes back. They gave him a few weeks off before going into this race, so he gets a key inside post to work with. Jason Bartlett's over from Yonkers to drive this fella. He's a very classy horse as well. So 1, 2, 3 in here for me.
Thanks so much, Jess. And I like it. She likes the 1, 7-1. I like a nice price play.
Yeah, so the 1 and 2 come from the same trainer, Ron Burke. There's no coupled entries in this race. And you heard Jessica mention that Graduate Series bounces around. So the Graduate Series was down here and then up at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I thought Betters Don't Tell had a much better race than Luz Perlman did from a tougher draw. And I understand liking Luz Perlman, getting back to, as Ron Burke said, his favorite track. You could tell that he's kind of likes it. He ran really well in the Graduate back on May 7th on Kentucky Derby Day. Still looking for his first win of the year, which concerns me a little bit, but he's a much better price. I'll tell you what I did not expect. I did not expect the Circle to be the favorite. I thought Let It Ride, the 6, would be the favorite in here. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm also encouraged by that because there's 2 races at the Meadowlands. Not only is Luz Perlman getting back to his favorite track, but I think you could say the same thing about Betters Don't Tell, who went the 147-3 mile 2 starts back. I think that's pretty impressive. The week off, I think it gets the job done tonight. I don't like it now 8-5. I don't love the price though.
So you think Betters Don't Tell going to be on the lead there, or can the 7 Vettel make his way from the outside and press?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure Corey Callahan's going to do what he can to put Betters Don't Tell on the front end.
We'll return to the Meadowlands. Let's go back out to Churchill Downs, where we have a post parade for race number 9, as horses making their way out underneath the Twin Spires here. We're going to kick it off with the 1 horse, Chantry Flats, a 7-year-old. We haven't seen him for a little bit for Paul McGee.
Yeah, 0 for 2 on the dirt. This is a turf horse who is unfortunately now moved to the dirt because of the course closed down at Churchill Downs.
Also going to put front bandages on today for the first time that I can see in quite a while. The 2 is Majestic West for Norm Cash.
Gave the barn its only win of the meet, stretches out from a 3/4 of a mile victory to a mile and a 16th tonight.
And on his toes right there, walking through, Son of Quality Road. The 3 is Pikachu for Eddie Keneally, taking a class drop.
Pikachu is won on all 3 surfaces, dirt, synthetic, turf. Tries the main track tonight, shipping over from Keeneland off almost 7 weeks.
I feel like that's got a lot of Hold Me Back in it. Hold Me Back, excellent sire for multi-surfaces. The 4, Frosted Grace for Tom Amos, taking the class drop down in for a tag tonight.
Big class drop from Money Allowance, race at Delaware, and the Knicks go on the Derby undercard to a 25 claimer. He should be dangerous in here.
The 5 at 5-2 right now. Your second choice, Lord Dragon for Chris Hartman.
Last win came first off the claim for Hartman in the slop at Oaklawn Park. Hartman's horses were performing much better in Hot Springs than they are in Louisville.
'Tis Our Turn next.
Yeah, on a big losing streak. Hasn't won since September of 2020 over the turf at Churchill Downs.
And horse number 7 was scratched. The 8 is Zanesville.
Second start off of a January layoff for a barn looking for its first win of the season. This horse is 2 for 5 at Churchill Downs.
And the 9-5 favorite is the 9 for Robertino Diodoro. It's Palace Coupe.
Elevated to first after getting bothered late in the game at Oaklawn Park when last seen 3 months ago. We'll see if the drop helps his cause.
Just a minute out from there, we want to return to the Big M, where horses are on track here for race number 10, the Open. Looking right there at one of our contenders.
Turning to the gate.
Here.
7 to 5.
What price did you want on the two?
Thought it would be 3 to 1, 5 to 2. I never thought he'd be 7 to 5. I wouldn't have gotten as excited, Michelle.
That's the power of the Big A at the Big M. What can I say?
I think the circle might play. I think the last time we did the circles, they went 3 for 3 at the Big M.
It's post time. Horses are on gate for the 10th.
4, field of 7. 3 to 2 on the board. 2 betters don't tell. 5 to 2 on the 6. Let it ride. 3 to 1 on the 3. Nandolo. Field is set. Open Pacers race 10 starts the late pick 4. Here they come. They're off. Vettel is blasting up, and so is Da Delightful. And betters don't tell from the inside. And Luz Perlman on the rail, showing up 4th now, 3rd. Cuts the corner on Nandolo, who's 4th now. And then comes I'm Sir Blake at the rear of the field. Let it ride. And Vettel backed off and is now trailing. So setting the pace is the red hot Da Delightful, looking for 3 in a row, but stepping up in class tonight. Betters don't tell. Anxious pocket sitter looking to take over. It was a soft quarter of 28 seconds. Luz Perlman looks to tighten in from 3rd. Nandolo 4th on the inside. Then it's I'm Sir Blake, and tightening in his Let It Ride. And Vettel continues to trail. So it's betters don't tell at 9 to 5. Controls the front end now with Corey Callahan. Da Delightful 2nd at the half. Luz Perlman is 3rd. Nandolo is 4th. I'm Sir Blake is 5th. Let It Rides is 6th, and Vettel is 7th. No changes, 55 and 4, 27 and 4 speed. In that second quarter, it is betters don't tell onto the far turn. Betters don't tell, and going after him now is Nandolo and Jason Bartlett first over into 2nd. So Da Delightful is back to 3rd on the inside. I'm Sir Blake sets up a 2nd over rally, 4th on the outside. Luz Perlman was shuffled back. And then it's Let It Ride. He's 3rd over, and he's going to fan out now. And then comes Vettel as they turn for home. Betters don't tell under some pressure. 124 looking to outsprint them. Betters don't tell. Da Delightful trying to squeeze through. Nandolo was first over, continues to pour it on. I'm Sir Blake on the outside. Looks like they're getting to betters don't tell. Da Delightful on the inside with Nandolo. It's a 3-horse photo. Nandolo! And then betters don't tell close there with Da Delightful. And I'm Sir Blake. Nandolo 150 and 4.
There was certainly some smooching going on there at the wire. Nandolo going to come away with that victory, but we got to flip back over to Churchill Downs. Horses are being loaded into the gate right now for race number 9, Palace Coupe. Your favorite at 2 to 1, so a much better price now on the Diodoro trainee.
A couple of 2 to 1 shots and a 5 to 2 shot on the 4 Frosted Grace. I think the best hop might be the drop for Frosted Grace. That's where I landed here at 5 to 2, number 4.
Couple left to load. Travis Stone with the call.
And Palace Coupe. Majestic West is fractious in there. They are in the gate. And they're off. 'Tis our turn, breaks alertly. Majestic West is sent on as well, and Palace Coupe for the outside post, racing for the lead. Palace Coupe and Majestic West into the opening turn together, and Palace Coupe is quicker. From the outside post to the rail and clear by 2. Majestic West backs off to settle in 2nd. 'Tis our turn racing up into 3rd. Chantry Flats in tight. Had to tap on the brakes a few times there. 4th and toward the rail. Pikachu clear sailing moving up from 5th. Frosted Grace 6th. Lord Dragon also reserved at the mid-pack. And then farther back in the field at Zanesville. It's a tight pack as they move down the backstretch. Palace Coupe really back down that pace after securing the lead. 5 furlongs to go. Palace Coupe joined by 'Tis Our Turn. 'Tis Our Turn and Palace Coupe in tandem down the backstretch. Chantry Flats in the clear, 3rd and only 2 lengths behind them. Lord Dragon advanced up into fourth down the backstretch run. Pikachu's racing in fifth. Majestic West is tailed off. Frosted Grace goes by that one. Zanesville's at the back as they round the far turn. 48-3 for the opening half mile. Palace Coup still fending off Tis Our Turn. Lord Dragon comes on 3 wide, and Pikachu puts in a far turn bid too. 4 of them across the track off the turn. Palace Coup down inside. Lord Dragon, Pikachu. Tis Our Turn fights on 2. 1 furlong to go. Pikachu and Lord Dragon. Lord Dragon digs in toward the rail. Pikachu trying to get by. Palace Coup third, down to the wire. Lord Dragon and a pesky Pikachu. But it's Lord Dragon in front, and Lord Dragon does it. Lord Dragon, a hard-fought win over Pikachu. Palace Coup was third, and Tis Our Turn was fourth.
And Chris Hartman picked this gelding up off the claim for $25,000, has protected him since that time, but now back in for the 25 tag today, Anthony, is going to get the job done.
He finally got the job done. Right, Michelle? This was 6 months between drinks. And for a barn that won everything in sight at Oaklawn, this horse struggled. Finally gets to Churchill Downs, where that cooking at Churchill was good for him. He's hit the board, and now 8 of his 11 starts with 3 victories.
I think that the drop back in for the tag today certainly beneficial as well. The 3 making a very nice run. Pikachu under Rafael Bejarano. A little bit wide, might have cost him at the end.
Yeah. He kept coming at one of the favorites in here. Lord Dragon wound up going. He actually wound up going off the 9-5 favorite. Slight favorite did Lord Dragon. And Pikachu, they kind of moved as a team. And Mitch Morrow and Lord Dragon just able to outgame Pikachu and Bejarano to the wire.
Here's another close-up look there at the wire. We're talking about the winner, Lord Dragon, along the inside, the 5 horse in the green cap, and to his outside, the 3, Pikachu under Rafael Bejarano. Another class dropper in here. 1 horse the class drop did not help was the 9, Palace Coup, who was taking a huge drop off of the layoff, and I guess your inclination was correct not to bet that one.
Yeah, Frosted Grace, the drop didn't help him as well. He was in for a tag for the first time in a long time, and he just didn't really fire tonight. But yeah, Palace Coup, from that outside draw, kind of felt like his hand might be forced, and it was, and he wound up settling for third.
Horses galloping back, and the 5 is going to be visiting the winner's circle. That's Lord Dragon. We're going to have a quick break here on America's Day at the Races. And still to come, Tarabi, with those cute little pricked ears, going to be making the 3-year-old debut coming up in the next race.
Need help in finalizing your picks for the next race? Check out the Track Master selections provided by Equibase on every U.S. thoroughbred and harness track on Naira Bets. Use these selections to get quick expert advice for professionals in the business. Check out the thumbs up graphic next to the pick in the wager pad and scroll down for more details on the horse. Track Master selections available on Naira Bets and the Naira Bets app.
Welcome back here to America's Day at the Races, brought to you in part by Hillendale at Alapa. We're turning out to the Meadowlands now, where the Open, race number 10, is in the books, and it was Nandolo for the very gutty victory, and Jessica is standing by with Nandolo's driver.
Nandolo with a slight upset in the Open, pace scoring in 1:50.4, joined by winning driver Jason Bartlett. Jason, let's talk about this horse a little bit. Last time you were here, it didn't quite work out. He was parked the mile, went down to Chester, came from well off of the pace just to miss. That's where he seemed to do most of his best work, is coming from off the pace.
Yeah, he just loves to target. He loves to chase horses down, and here he's just a different horse. For some, he's so big, and he gets around this track unbelievable. And you know, this is his favorite spot.
Let's talk about the trip tonight. There's plenty of movement in that opening panel. You got to just let dust settle there in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it was a little bit of movement, but there wasn't a lot of speed. Half and 55 against those horses. I thought we were in for a long haul on the outside, but you know, he keeps plugging away, keeps coming, and you know, he surged at the wire and got there.
Soft fractions, like you mentioned, against a couple of Grand Circuit Stakes horses there. You made the move first over up the backside. He kept grinding away. You had one closing on the inside. How confident were you coming to the wire?
I was pretty confident around the last turn because I know he'll just keep going once we hit the straightaway. And the third panel was only like 28 seconds, so I wasn't really worried about that. I was kind of worried about the horse on the inside because that horse is kind of quick. But, you know, my horse just keeps coming at the wire. So, you know, as long as he's got a target, he'll be right there.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thanks so much to Jess and Bartlett there for the interview. Nandolo, lots of information about the past races and about the effort tonight, which I feel like, I don't want to say he was surprised by, but maybe just the way it unfolded.
Yeah, and the fact that he said he returned to his favorite place, his form here hasn't been very good.
Yeah, the mile tracks are not great for him, I felt like before.
He's got his career best over at the old hilltop at Yonkers, but he knows better than me.
Let's head back to Churchill Downs. We're taking a look at the spotlight on the eventual winner, Lord Dragon, towards the outside in the white blinkers and the green cap. Pikachu on the far outside gave him everything he could handle for quite a long time, but Lord Dragon would not be denied to notch his first win of 2022.
Yeah, he really dug in here tonight and was able to hold off Pikachu. It looked like Pikachu was just going to make that big balcony move, the one we're accustomed to here at beautiful Belmont Park, but he was able to hold him off and get the job done as the 9-5 chalk.
6-year-old son here of Oxbow out of the Broken Vow mare Broken Spell, bred by Calumet Farms. Larry Romero, your owner, and Chris Hartman, your winning trainer, and Mitchell Muriel in the irons. And we're going to, of course, have more racing up and coming from Churchill Downs. But first, we want to take a look back at stakes action from earlier on today, this Saturday, at Belmont Park right here. We had the Poker Stakes. Surprisingly, Chad Brown had never won the Poker Stakes before, but he had 2 shots in this particular race, including the favorite, that's Mason on the outside.
Yeah, you see him in the Juddmonte pink and green going past his familiar foe, Wolfie's Dynaghost. He chased him down in the Seek again last month, and he's going to do it again here, Michelle. You know, this was a little bit more of a workmanlike effort this afternoon. Kind of never settled today. And that's something he's done in both of his U.S. starts thus far. Today he didn't settle, but he was able to, in a workmanlike fashion, get a 1.5 victory, 3-horse photo that was won by the pace-setting Wolfie's Dynaghost. He's now 2 for 3 in America. He lost a head bob in the Grade 1 Makers Mark Mile down at Keeneland in his first U.S. try, this gelded son of Kingman. See what he does next here. I don't know if they train him up to the 4-star Dave, if Chad does that, or if he finds something in between. But you would imagine that a return to Grade 1 competition is in the cards for him.
I think he's going to need to improve slightly, though, if he wants to be competitive. Like you mentioned, he wasn't settled today. I felt like if the race was a little bit tougher as far as quality goes, he wouldn't have been able to be such a facile winner.
I don't disagree with anything you said here. In fact, I would imagine the buyers of 104 and 100 are much higher than what he earned today. So, in fact, he has kind of regressed a little bit since coming here. Last time, you understand, it was a 3-horse field. Today, he only had 4 rivals, but he really didn't kick away today. He had the same exact setup he had in the Seek again, and it wasn't like one of those horses, public sector or somebody, came and ran after him today. He just couldn't get by Wolfie's Dynaghost as easily.
Also stakes action earlier on the card at Churchill Downs. Let's take a look at the Monomoy Girl. It was the very first running of the Monomoy Girl Stakes, named, of course, after the multiple champion. And she had a mile and a 16th race named after her. Ended up being a compact field here, and all eyes were on the 2-horse Society.
You see her down along the inside. This is a place you and I have discussed might not be the place you want to be at Churchill Downs right now, but she is going to stretch out, and she is going to get the job done over a filly who, in Miss Yearwood, who Ian Wilkes seems to think wants as much ground as you can give her. He thinks she's got some class to her as well. He ran her in the Black-Eyed Susan last time. She didn't have the cleanest trip. She got beat about 8 lengths. But this filly, yeah, she's done everything right so far for Hall of Famer Steve Asmussen Society, and we'll see what's next for her. Maybe a trip up to the old spa with the A-string.
She is a perfect 3 for 3 in her career, and now she is a stakes winner. I love the fact that she's shown some versatility, too. She broke her maiden from off the pace. She won an allowance race in the slop, by the way, in gate-to-wire fashion. And here, just very valiant. I thought she looked very good on the stretch on and distance.
Yeah, important, too, with just 2 races under her belt, was able to stretch out just like that.
A daughter there, by the way, of Gunrunner.
Yeah, there's a shot of beautiful Belmont Park. And we
That's
want
us
to
with the
remind you
lights.
that you can join Ira Bets today and play the action on our program and more while earning up to a $200 deposit match bonus. Sign up with the promo code MATCH200 and earn up to a $200 deposit match after your first deposit. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. And join now at NairaBets.com to earn your $200 deposit match.
Coming up next at Churchill Downs is race number 10. I would say they're co-feature on the card. A nice allowance race here. Not stakes company, but stakes type horses lining up, including the 9 Thoroughbred for Sherry DeVoe. We last saw her in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, where she was a solid third behind her rival Echo Zulu. No Echo Zulu in this field.
No, Echo Zulu is not in this allowance option claim, but she's not eligible, first of all. But second of all, she is not there. Yeah, and Thoroughbred, you would imagine if Thoroughbred comes back in the form she left, those are 2-year-old figs. She's had 7 months to mature, 7 months to improve a little bit, and you would imagine that if she does either of those 2 things, her rivals are in for a long night beneath the Twin Spires.
A great field of 10 lining up for this allowance coming up in race number 10. We're about 17 minutes away. There's a quick peek at the paddock at Churchill Downs. We're going to step aside for a break.
Now more than ever, it's time to get with the program because New York Breds start with an advantage. New York Breds run for serious green at Belmont and Saratoga. New York Bred maidens run for up to $75,000 and allowance horses for up to $85,000. And serious New York Bred owners can collect awards of up to $20,000 per horse per race in open company. So get back with the program. Seriously.
You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to get into this game. You can have a few $1,000s and have fun with it. But with the bonds, you're actually going to win. I've had the opportunity to win multiple races. In fact, this year I won 2 times in one day, which is almost unheard of to be able to do. This is going to happen with them. You will get into the winner's circle in Saratoga. You will walk that horse in, and you will stand there, look at the crowd, and the bonds will take you there and get you into that winner's circle. And it won't cost you a lot of money.
Ever dream of owning your own racehorse? How would you like to get in the winner's circle? With the #1 harness racing partnership in the U.S., VIP Stable. There's nothing like the thrill of your horse coming down the stretch. To find out more, call VIP Stable at 877-VIP-WIN-1 or visit us on the web at www.vipstable.com. Turning horse racing fans into racehorse owners. Be a winner.
Back here on America's Day at the Races, we're going to head right out to the Big M, the Meadowlands. And for race number 11, we're going to give the ladies a shot in the spotlight here. Anthony, taking a look right now at the one. Sheer Talent has been going up and down the class ladder lately, but keeps turning in good efforts.
Yeah, has hit the board in her last 5, 6 of her last 7. We'll see what she could do from the rail draw with Braxton Boyd in the sulky.
Vintage Gal moves through, as does Fighting Evil. Here's Iron Mistress.
First time Lasix for Fighting Evil, I think has a chance at a good price. Iron Mistress won 2 back down at Chester, went to Yonkers last time, returns to the Meadowlands for the first time since April.
Always a miracle. Your current favorite. She's a fighter.
Yeah, she is a fighter. She's won 3 in a row. She moves a little bit up in class. She's won at both Meadowlands and Yonkers. 6 line 'em up went by, second time Lasix. Ideal Hanover. Jason Bartlett looking to go back-to-back. She got the job done 2 starts back, Michelle.
Cool and calculating, 20-1 right now.
It is. I used this horse in my pick 4 that's now
Okay.
defunct, but she's live. Had done most of her racing at Yonkers and Pocono Downs.
Here's Shanghai Steelster, 5-2, so getting some love.
Bongiorno looking for another win on the card on the second choice here. This horse got the job done over at the Hilltop over at Yonkers last time.
And Milady Denver had a 6 scratch last week.
Yeah, scratched sick last time. Tried to open up at Monticello, the mighty M, not the big M. She would need a little form reversal.
Is there a little M?
There's no little M. No, there's a little A, Acacia Courtney. There's a mighty M, Monticello. There's a big M. Yeah, I don't know if there's a little M.
I have been told to call Acacia ACC now.
Really?
Yeah, because I kept calling her Acacia Courtney, and she is Acacia Clement.
She's big on the French pronunciation, too.
Back to Churchill Downs for race number 10. There's a look at your current even money favorite, Thoroughbred. As expected from the Sherry DeVoe barn, she's very well turned out here. $240,000 for Samurai. She's also going to add Lasix here because she is making her 3-year-old debut.
The number 9 times Ferris Bueller was out sick from school. She looks great. She really does look great. She looks great in the paddock. What do you think Paul's wearing next? I'm looking forward to that. Look, if she comes back to one of her 2-year-old figures, she's going to win. I think the 2 on the 1s and 2s, who's going to stretch back out for the first time since a Pocahontas flop on the dirt anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She went 2 turns, but her sprint form, there's nothing wrong with her sprint form.
Worth noting as well that 2 back she finished behind Society. We just saw Society taking the Monomoy Girl earlier. So while Society has moved up into Stakes Company on the 1s and 2s, still here in allowance.
Yeah. On the 1s and 2s. See if she can DJ her way to a victory tonight. I don't think it's going to happen.
Let's see her spin her way to a victory, okay?
That works.
Let's flip the page back over to the Meadowlands here, where fillies and mares are warming up. Here's a look at the 5, Always a Miracle.
The Orange Crush, Andy Miller behind this filly who's won mare now, who's won 3 in a row.
Jessica, I know that Always a Miracle is one of the horses that you like in this race.
It is one of the horses I like in this race, along with a few others as well. The 3 Fighting Evil, first-time Lasix after a pretty good go at Yonkers last time out. Only beaten a length, paced in 54-2. Gets a try at the big track tonight, new barn in the Sam DePinto barn, and gets a key inside post to work with. I think we've seen that a couple of these races have been won from, not well off of the pace, but you have to be close to the pace towards the end of the mile. The 5, Always a Miracle, is looking to make it 4 in a row. I've been talking to Mark Ford week in and week out about this horse. She came from Indiana from the Jamie McCumber barn, where she was doing okay out there, nothing huge. Then we saw her come to the Meadowlands and win from post 8, going gate to wire in 154-1, with a nice 27-3 last quarter when she was dropping down into the track master rating class. Then she moved over and switched over to a condition level class over at Yonkers, non-winners of 5,000, where she won by a nose in 55-1 from a nice inside post. Then they tried her back on the big track again last week, where when I talked to Mark Ford, he didn't know how she would fare against those horses, and she really raced well. Of course, Mark Ford winning the big Battle of Lake Erie on the same night in a big upset fashion in Ohio. But horse race super, 51-4. That was a new lifetime mark for her last week. She was 3 wide into the 3rd quarter, so that was a big move to make there. She draws a nice middle pack post tonight. Andy Miller gets the call with her in here, and I think it's about the same same competitive field that she has been facing. So I look for another repeat performance from her, the 9 Chingali Sealster. This is second start, Burke Barn, back to a big track. If you look, the horse had been racing at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Lightly raced 3-year-old filly by Better's Delay. Only 7 lifetime starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. So still learning, maybe a little bit green. Does draw an outside post, does come off of a sharp gate-to-wire win at Yonkers Raceway over as the favorite in 55-1 with a nice 28-1 last quarter. So she's dropping down in class, does draw an outside post, but does get an aggressive driver in Joe Bongiorno. So a few of them to take a look at here. I'm going to go with the 5, though, Always a Miracle.
Thanks, Jessica. Anthony, I'm going to ask about a long shot in here I kind of like. What about the 1, Sheer Talent? She seems to be pretty sharp right now.
She's sharp. She has a good draw. She's the best draw. And, you know, Jessica pointed out that maybe not a lot of pace on here early on. She should be leaving from the rail draw. Braxton Boyd's won some races there as well.
All right. Well, she's a big overlay at 26-1, I believe, from a 10-1 morning line. They're on gate for the 11th.
Fighting Evil. And also at 5-1, 7, Ideation Hanover. Fillies and mares on gate, race 11 ready for start. Here they come. They're off, and they've broken a firing line here, and it's Line 'em Up, Always a Miracle, Iron Mistress, and Fighting Evil on the inside. 5 deep around the first turn. Fighting Evil. Iron Mistress on the outside, coming on with Line 'em Up 3 wide and surging there. Always a Miracle, and to the outside, Shanghai Sealster going up from 5th. Sheer Talent settles in 6th off the speed, then it's Vintage Gal. Followed by Ideation Hanover, Cool and Calculating, and Milady Denver. 27-1 opens it up. And it's Shanghai Sealster and Joe Bongiorno took 3/8 of a mile to clear the lead. Line 'em Up now second. Iron Mistress on the cones under a tight brain third. Fighting Evil is 4th. The pace slowing now. Always a Miracle to the outside. And Sheer Talent picks up that live toe, followed by Ideation Hanover. Then Vintage Gal on the inside with Cool and Calculating and Milady Denver. 56-2, just 29-1, and Always a Miracle takes over with authority. Shanghai Sealster back in the second spot. Left first over. Sheer Talent is clogging now. She stalled. Line 'em Up still third on the inside. That is Iron Mistress looking for racing room in 5th. And Ideation Hanover towers up 3 wide as they turn for home. Shanghai Sealster out of the pocket here to come after Always a Miracle. 1:24-2. Into the stretch. Shanghai Sealster takes the lead, drawing clear from Always a Miracle. Line 'em Up with a late move looking for second now. Then it's Iron Mistress. But it's Shanghai Sealster at 2-1. Drawing clear by 5. Shanghai Sealster dominates over Line 'em Up. And then it's very tight. Either Ideation Hanover or Iron Mistress. 152-1.
Shanghai Sealster had an excellent race in gate-to-wire fashion at Yonkers last time out. She's been stakes placed in Canada previously, but this was a solid effort.
Yeah, she kind of tripped out here, and Joe Bongiorno just turned her loose when they turned for home. And this one was lights out. Big effort here. Line 'em Up gets second. Yeah, Bongiorno.
With my fingers.
Your fingers.
I got him going. All right, race number 10 over at Churchill Downs. 7 furlong for 3-year-old fillies. Non-winners of 1, Allowance Affair. And we'll kick it off with a 47-1 shot, high speed. Hey, that's what you need to win races.
Back to the dirt, cuts back in distance, and goes back to sprinting.
On the 1s and 2s, spins through next.
Gets an extra furlong after a couple of second-place finishes. One last time out as your 4-5 favorite.
Third shot off a layoff for that daughter of Jimmy Creed. The 3 is Ring Me Darling here for Gennaro Garcia.
Yeah, so it's 2 for 2. At a distance less than a mile. 1 was avoided claim, and since that day, she's won just 1 of her 4 starts.
She does add front bandages for the race today as well. The 4 canceled this at double-digit odds for Dale Romans.
Was behind on the 1s and 2s last time out at a gigantic price. This filly hasn't really shown a lot of fire since breaking her maiden back in November at Churchill.
Our second longest shot on the board is the 5, Tale of Reddy Chianti.
Yeah, big price on debut when she broke her maiden at the fairgrounds. Another one looking to refine that form.
No question mark on where she gets her name from, by the way, by Tale of Acadi out of Ready for Chianti.
There you go.
Not a mystery. The 6 is Mystique Saboteur.
Just missed up at Prairie Meadows in a little $50,000 stakes race last time out. Returns to Churchill where she's 0-2.
That filly's playable, though. We'll come back to her at 30-1. Here's the 7, Famed for Brad Cox. Has been the favorite in almost every career out.
Beaten just 7.5 lengths in the Golden Rod, then tried an allowance race at Oaklawn. We haven't seen her in over 5 months.
The 8 is Rain Check for Rusty Arnold.
Yeah, another one. She had a big win at Churchill on a wet fast track in the second start of her career. Hasn't done much in 3 starts since.
And your 4-5 favorite with all the back class to lead upon, Tarabi. She's multiple Grade 1 placed, returning for as a 3-year-old with Lasix for the first time.
Yeah, and she has 2-year-old figures that would actually absolutely drown this bunch. She gets the Lasix. Javier Castellano down for the night to ride.
Jumacan Bourbon will round out our field with Rafael Bejarano aboard.
First time Lasix did the trick last time in her 4th start. She broke her maiden for $50,000 beneath the Twin Spires.
Let's take a peek back at Tarabi in the spinaway, where she ended up finishing second after a not great start, a non-auspicious start maybe. She broke from the rail, which is a hard place to be for a juvenile, and she didn't get out of the gate very clean at all.
No, she didn't. She broke slowly, and then she made a left-hand turn. She was almost over the gap. She was behind the main rail on the main track at one point, and she recovered very nicely. You're going to get an even better start, better look at the start here, where she's all over the place, and then she's able to get position under Javier Castellano. After a terrible beginning, she's actually passing horses in bunches here on the far turn, looking to run down your eventual Breeders' Cup and Eclipse champion, Echo Zulu. And this is a more than respectable effort. I mean, she then came off the layoff and ran really well in the Breeders' Cup to get 3rd money, trying 2 turns for the first time. She probably is going to want these sprint distances. I think that's what she's kind of built like a sprinter. She kind of runs like she wants to sprint. And I think cutting back is going to really help her cause tonight.
Talking about Tarabi, your current 3-5 favorite right there. Paula Duca standing by trackside. Paul, it looked to me like she was starting to act up just a little bit, went away from the pony, but now she's been reattached and she's calmed down.
Yeah, you're right, Michelle. I was talking to Cherie on the way out, and, you know, she wanted to keep her towards the pony because she thought she was going to be fresh. Obviously, she hasn't run since the Breeders' Cup. And then they gave her a tiny bit of a warm-up, and I think she thought, okay, it's sort of game time now. And she, like you said, she got a little fresh. She got back to the pony. Looks like she's okay. I got to talk to Norm Cassie, who trains the 2 on the 1s and the 2s, and he's really confident in his filly. You know, he tried this horse at 6.5 furlongs. Then he went around 2 turns, and he thought, you know what? I think she's a sprinter. Maybe 6 furlongs is not it. He's trying to think that 7 furlongs hits her right between the eyes and might be the perfect distance for her. And that's basically why he has her in this spot. Now, when it comes to the 7 Fame for Brad Cox, really tough horse to really endorse for me. I get it's Brad Cox. I get it's Florent Giroux. But when you lose at 1-5 at Oaklawn, now you got to regroup and beat a horse like Tarabi, who has monstrous numbers and reportedly has been working great in the morning. So I really feel this race runs through the 2 or the 9. Obviously, the 9, the horse to beat. The other horse I'll give out as a long shot. I do like the 4, Cancel This. Went back to sprinting last time out with Ray Lou Gutierrez and Dale Romans. Dale's having a pretty good meet. I think this horse can maybe swallow up a placing. So for me, 9-2-4 in here, guys.
Thanks so much, Polly, for giving us a little bit of a price horse to throw in there as well. Can we get back to the 6, Mystique Saboteur?
I've been waiting to hear this. Yes,
Okay.
I'd love to.
All right, so last time out, stakes placed. I know it was a Prairie, but it's still a stakes race, right? Prior to that, it was a route of ground. We'll just draw a line through that. All of her route of ground races have been bad. And then before that, she was second, going 7 furlongs. And I mean, she's running these minor track stakes, and she's run well enough. I mean, this is just a non-winners of 2 allowance. So really, I feel like she should be in the thick of things here. She's a daughter of Gunrunner out of a Distorted Humor mare. That mare, Jemima's Pearl, has thrown a couple of decent horses already. I feel like at the price, she's really worthy of a look because people are just looking at the fact that she's coming from Prairie and she got crushed at Keeneland and maybe not paying as close attention to the fact that that was a route race.
Okay.
Have I convinced you? I mean, her numbers aren't fast enough if you're a numbers player.
Have you convinced me? I don't know if convinced is the word. I don't think you're. Listen, she's 30.
Do you want to put $2 on her?
She just went from 33 to 19 to 1. How much money did you bet on her, Michelle?
It was not me. It was the ladies in the derby hats.
Derby hats play.
Yes, they do.
Good job.
They do.
Good job by the ladies down at Louisville tonight.
Horses going into the gate right now for race number 10 under the Twin Spire. Still your favorite is Thoroughbred. We'll see if she can't get back to her winning type ways. Hello, ladies. She's on the phone with her bookie right now. I can guarantee you she's betting the 6 with the huge drop in price. Just a couple left to load before we hand it over to Travis Stone.
Waiting for Tale of Ready Chianti, Thoroughbred, and Jamaican Bourbon. They're in the gate. And they're off. Cancel this. Stumbled coming out of there. Mystique Saboteur strikes out for the lead quickly. As they head up the chute, it's Mystique Saboteur, but here comes on the ones and twos, racing for the lead. And on the ones and twos is up to take over Mystique Saboteur. Second, Thoroughbred comes up in the outside, third, and now second, 2 lengths off the leader. Ring Me Darling toward the inside is racing fourth. Tale of Ready Chianti on the move from fifth, Fame sixth. And Jamaican Bourbon on the far outside, seventh. Rain Check tailing off into eighth. High Speed toward the rail, ninth. And Cancel This after that stumbling beginning is the trailer. Fire Turn Run. Opening quarter in just 23 seconds flat. On the ones and twos, Skitters clear by a length and a half with 3 furlongs to go. Thoroughbred in hot pursuit second. And here comes Famed on the outside, now third. Ring Me Darling toward the rail in fourth. Tale of Ready Chianti and Mystique Saboteur off the turn on the ones and twos, turning for home in front by 2, now by 3, bracing for Thoroughbred and bracing for Famed. 1 furlong to go on the ones and twos is still there. Staying power by 3. Thoroughbred, Famed chasing on the ones and twos. A gate to wire winner by 2.5. Thoroughbred settles for second. Famed was third, and Mystique Saboteur was fourth.
On the ones and twos, bucking the trend that we've seen tonight, where Speed has not been able to hold on. She takes them pretty much gate to wire.
You know, Michelle, when you get some quality fillies like this, and you let one of them go 23, 46, and 1 on the front end. I mean, she was on the front end by herself. There was nobody within shouting distance of her early on. They're gonna be ultra tough to beat, especially when both of your main rivals are coming off 7-month and 5-month layoffs, respectively. And that's exactly what happened here tonight. On the ones and twos, Tyler Gaffalione saw that there wasn't a lot of pace in this race on paper. He took the second choice with the recency, put her on the front end, and that was all she wrote.
I mean, this filly trains really well in the mornings and still just hadn't found the front end really in the afternoons, and catches a great spot here to put herself really in contention early and never looked back.
Yeah, very, very easy win tonight over a horse who was 4-5 to make her return a winning one. She was able to just hold her at bay.
And you did hear Paula Duca mention the fact that Norm Cassie said he tried to route her. That's not what she wanted to do. Some of the sprints were a little sharp, and he thought that this distance would hit her square between the eyes. Ideal. It takes a special horse to be a 7-furlong specialist.
Yeah, it absolutely did, and I think the recency that she had over her 2 main rivals tonight helped. I hope you put your long shot in the 4th hole for the superfecta.
Oh yeah, I totally back-wheeled. We're going to step aside, but we'll return here on America's Day at the Races.
Stay fabulous. Resorts World.
if you love horse racing, you have to love America's Best Racing. For the love of the race, visit americasbestracing.net today. Live look right now at the Churchill Downs winner circle. We're on the 1s and 2s. Was all one tonight for trainer Norm Cassie. Tyler Gaffalione aboard for that winner. I think that was his third win on the night?
It was Tyler's third, yes it was.
Hat trick for the leading rider.
Leading rider padding on.
And we have Paul LaDuca standing by with the winning trainer.
Yeah, I am with Norm Cassie, and Norm laughing a little bit with Darren Rogers. You said to me right after the race, she finally broke.
Yeah, and I was really excited to run her today, Paul, because the 7/8 may be the difference. You know, she's not fast enough leaving the gate to run 3/4 to work out a great trip all the time. The 7/8 let her break a step slow, but then get into the race early, and now she doesn't have to go 4 wide chasing horses, and that's why she's been beat the last 2 times she's ran. So I was happy to see her go 7/8 today, and then you know, I'm really excited because there's a race on July 9th at Belmont called the Victory Ride, and we were hoping to win the day and come back in that.
Well, that's a good, obviously a great position to be in. That's a 6-furlong race to Victory Ride, so you'd be cutting back in the distance. And even though she went to the front today, she still can pass horses.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Paul, I think she's very, very talented. She's not one of those horses that's going to win every time because she kind of gets herself into trouble. But she's a useful horse, and if we manage her right, we'll have a lot of fun with her.
And it's a lot of fun when you have a horse. You know, Michelle Yu in the studio in New York said it's really hard to get a 7-furlong specialist. She might be able to get the 1-turn mile as well.
She does. You know, it's one of those things that we're going to have to play with. But I really like her at 6.5, 7 right now. And actually, I don't want to correct you live, but the Victory Ride's actually 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah.
So it's like a perfect spot for her. I'm going to run Pretty Birdie back in that race as well. So hopefully we'll have another fun day at Belmont.
Norm, I scored like 1,100 on my SAT. You can correct me anytime. Norm Cassie, the winning trainer.
7-time All-Star.
Of race number 10 here.
Hey, to be fair, I'm going to say he's just said a cutback in distance, so that technically, right, it is correct.
He's good. Yeah,
6.5 is shorter than 7.
16th of a mile, it sure is.
So we're with you, Polly, over there. It's really nice, though, to have connections for Norm Cassie that are willing, like you heard him say, he's not going to be able to win every race with her, but, you know, we can pick and choose and we can play around and see where she fits best. It's really great to have supportive owners like that.
Lucky for him, the test is at 7 furlongs, so he can get through the Victory Ride on Stars and Stripes Day and come on up to the old spa for the 7 furlong Longines test.
Still have one race left to go over at Churchill Downs. It's going to be the Nightcap and Maiden Special Weight event going 5.5 furlongs. This is going to be fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. A full field of 10+ going to be lining up here. We have a 1 and 1A entry as well.
Yeah, field of 11 with that entry. Bunch of firsters. Interesting Nightcap down in Louisville.
I like it. Nice way to close out your multi-race wagers as well. It's time for a breather from us. Paul LaDuca is going to be redressed in something fancy, I hope, after this quick break.
Ever dream of owning your own racehorse? How would you like to get in the winner's circle? With the #1 harness racing partnership in the U.S., VIP Stable. There's nothing like the thrill of your horse coming down the stretch. To find out more, call VIP Stable at 877-VIP-WIN-1 or visit us on the web at www.vipstable.com. Turning horse racing fans into racehorse owners. Be a winner.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
Horse Plus, available through bloodhorse.com, provides exclusive, timely, and unmatched content to subscribers, including Fox Sports, Blood Horse branded weekly programs, a detailed stakes winners section, behind-the-scenes videos from Blood Horse staff, on-demand access to deeper horse statistics, and a $5 monthly credit to equineline.com. Upgrade to Blood Horse Plus today.
We're really excited about Catholic Boy. I know he has some good ones coming. We have some really good ones here on the farm that we're excited about selling in September. We think a couple of them have a chance to really break through and ring the bell and be very good representations of what we've seen from the stallion. He's passing on that more than ready look with maybe a little more stretch and leg. People forget that he was so dominant in the Travers. He won it by 4 lengths, beat Good Magic, Vino Rosso, and Mendelssohn, who are all stallions that stand for more money than he does somehow, even though Catholic Boy won grade 1s on both turf and dirt at NYRA tracks. New York racing is some of the best in the world, and to win grade 1s at that circuit is really hard to do, and Catholic Boy did it a couple times. We really think the first group of horses that will be showcased at yearling sales later this summer and fall will really show what we've seen and why we're so thrilled with what we've seen with Catholic Boy. And he has tremendous versatility, obviously, and so does More Than Ready. He comes from the Halo line, which we don't have much of here in the United States anymore. Obviously, it's been wildly successful in Japan. It's continuing on. All their sons and daughters that you see winning across the world stage basically trace back to Sunday Silence, which is the Halo line. So I really hope breeders will realize that we have a great Halo line here still going in the United States, and that it really needs to be supported because it's such a strong, influential line worldwide. Talking about fitting the bill for Claiborne Sire, he was a grade 6 winner at 2, not just a winner, but a grade 6 winner at 2, grade 1 winner at 3, multiple grade 1 winner at 3, and then another stakes winner at 4. So he was a stakes winner all 3 years that he raced. He's a really good-looking son of More Than Ready out of a Bernardini mare, who's one of a great broodmare sire. He comes from a good family, and we're hoping that he passes on his good genes that were successful on the track.
Catholic Boy does stand at Claiborne Farm, and our show today is brought to you in part by Claiborne. 100 years of doing the usual, unusually well. I have to say, Catholic Boy, one of the best looking horses I've come across on track in a long time, and was very pleased to see how he ran on the track, and I can't wait to see those babies in the ring. Let's head out to the Meadowlands right now. We have Jessica Owen standing by with a 9-5 favorite on the 1, Rockabilly Charm. All right, we have a little bit of technical difficulties there, but myself and Anthony will take us through this post-parade here. We're up to the 3, Dependlebury.
Yeah, big price here and should be, as is the 4, Bay Meadows taking some money.
Galactic Galleon coming through next here. Player from the middle post.
This is the long shot I would like in here. Galactic Galleon, who got the money 2 starts back before a tough trip last week.
9-5 on What the Luck.
Yeah, 2-race win streak for What the Luck, who was making the third start off the qualifier.
Just get to the front and don't look back, right?
Yeah.
Bilbo Hanover will come through next for all you Lord of the Rings fans.
Is at the board in his last 4, including a win 2 back.
Make It Big was bet down to 5-2 last week and looked the part going down the road.
Yeah, got back to the big track and got the job done. Looks like his braking issues might be behind him.
And Village Champ will round out our post parade here. 3 weeks ago he wins. 2 weeks ago he was flat. Last week he was good again. So are we on a pattern here?
Perhaps. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts.
All right. Now I think we have Jess back with some cleaned up microphone now. Jess, what are your thoughts here for the 12th?
This is a Trackmaster Series leg 1 of 2. A couple different ways I feel like you could go in here. I know the 1, Rockabilly Charm, is taking some money, and deservingly so. The horse has been putting up some very good miles in the a GSY 1 and 2 series. So this is considered a little bit of a drop down in class. Gets the rail to work with, gets Marcus Miller in the bike. But the only thing about this horse, he has one big move. So he can't use it too early. He needs to wait to use it maybe a little bit later at the end of the mile. You see 2 starts back where he was parked to the quarter in 26 and 1. So it was quite a hot tempo up front. Then he cleared and he was beat a nose. So I feel like he used his big move a little bit too early in the stretch. Last time out, Shaky Booty was just way too far away from the field for him to make up any ground. So gets to drop down in class, gets the rail to work with, and gets Marcus Miller in the bike. The 6, What the Luck, out of the Izzy Estrada barn, looks to make it 3 in a row. Since his horses came to the Meadowlands, he kind of caught everybody's eye that first time out. A nice 52 and 4 mile in a lower class level than this. Then jumped up a next class level up and won again in 51 and 3. So lowering his lifetime mark by a few seconds. This is considered another jump up in class. Izzy Estrada is batting quite a good percentage here. So gets a nice middle pack post, and the horse does show a ton of gate speed, so he's going to have to use it off of the gate as well. Gets the captain, Corey Callahan, and the bike. The 7, Biblo Hanover, out of the Mike Watson barn. You know, kind of just going a few different ways in here. I thought this horse was just coming into the race sharp. Has one race, 2 starts back in 53 and 3 in the GSY 1, where he was able to save ground up the rail. Thought that was a good effort. Came and switched over to the Trackmaster rating last time out and was only beat a length and 3/4, 52 mile, 27 and 4 at the end of it. And he was out during that 3rd quarter around the last turn. So I thought it was a good effort. So this is considered another move up in class, maybe as even as the GSY 1 series. And he does draw an outside post, but he likes to track down horses. So I don't see that being a problem. A 1-6-7 in here for me.
Thanks, Jess, and did throw in the 7 there at 21 to 1. But Anthony, you think Rockabilly Charm? It's his race to lose.
Yeah, I think just drawn inside here. Another horse who should be forward. I guess What the Luck will leave for position from post 6 on the 2-race win streak. He's been forward in his last 2 starts, and I would imagine Rockabilly Charm, Marcus Miller, will leave for some position from the pylons here. And I think the chalk's going to dominate here. Galactic Galleon, the 5, left for position and wound up getting to the top through some pretty rough fractions 2 weeks ago. And maybe that took its toll on him last week. He was off an extra day. He went from Friday to Saturday night. Maybe it took its toll. I look for him to rebound at a big price, 13 to 1 tonight. I thought I would mess around with him with the 2 favorites.
A lot of times in thoroughbreds, we don't want the rail draw. Why is it so favorable here?
It's the shortest way around.
Technically, that's the truth in thoroughbreds, too.
But it's much more important here. Much more important here.
Horse is trying to get set here on gate for the 12th. Your favorite has now clicked over to the 6. What the Luck. Good luck.
Here they come. They're off. Village Champ tried to blast off, but it's What the Luck shooting out with Galactic Galleon and Bay Meadows on the inside 3rd into the 1st turn. A Rockabilly Charm cuts the corner into 4th position as a Village Champ dives in a 5-hole tuck off the early speed. Gap of 4.5 lengths to Captain's Reign, and then it's Dependleberry at the rear of the field with Bilbo Hanover and Make It Big. Opening quarter 26 and 3 contested here with Bay Meadows. Braxton Boy, that one presses on, and Bay Meadows takes the lead. Bay Meadows, What the Luck yields for the pocket spot grudgingly here. Rockabilly Charm is 3rd across the backstretch. Village Champ is 4th. The give and go is What the Luck is back to the top. Further back, we've got Galactic Galleon 5th on the inside. Village Champ took to the outside. So did Captain's Reign on the outside, 6th past the half. Then it's Dependleberry, followed by Bilbo Hanover and Make It Big. Lively half here, 54 and 2 for this class. It's What the Luck shooting for 3 in a row. What the Luck in front, Village Champ on the outside, inches closer, and now applies some serious pressure. Bay Meadows on the inside, 3rd. Inching up his Captain's Reign. There's stride for stride there with Rockabilly Charm on the inside. Then it's Galactic Galleon on the inside. They're heading by 3/4, and it's What the Luck. Village Champ on the outside, pouring it on. Bay Meadows on the inside, 3rd. 123 and 1 for 3/4 in the stretch. What the Luck and Corey Callahan. What the Luck by 2. Rebuffing Village Champ all out 2nd. Bay Meadows 3rd. Rockabilly Charm late move now into third and looking for second and even more. What the Luck almost home for 3 in a row. What the Luck. Then Rockabilly Charm, Village Champ, and Bay Meadows 151-4.
What the Luck holding on there for the victory. Really looked solid.
That, milady, is called an insurmountable lead because Rockabilly Charm was coming with big strides late, but not enough to get to What the Luck.
Horses finishing up there at the Meadowlands. We're going to return out to Churchill Downs, where horses are coming onto the track right now for their nightcap, a 5.5 furlong dirt sprint for fillies, looking to break their maiden for that $120,000 pot. A field of 11 in here. You'll see the 10 numbers, and then we also have a 1A. So a coupled entry in this particular race. That's 2 horses from the same connections.
Yes, and with that 5.5 furlong distance, I would imagine, Michelle, this race was originally carded for the turf or booked for the turf because they don't write a lot of 5.5 furlong races for anything other than 2-year-olds down at Churchill Downs.
That is an excellent thing to note because what happened at Churchill Downs was they have now taken the remainder of their season off of the grass after some issues with their new turf course over there. So the book obviously has already been out. They can't just write a new one. People have been pointing to these specific races in the condition book. So those races just moved on to the main track.
I think that's worth noting, too, and it could be beneficial to a horse like the number 6 Repealing, who is coming back off of a July, an 11-month layoff.
Horses making their way out of the tunnel right now and about to take the turn to kick off our post parade. We'll do so with the 1 Broadband for Alvin Taylor, a first-time starter, daughter of Connect.
Yeah, we'll see how she does at the 5.5. Nice work out of the gate last time out over at the training center. Her work tab's been pretty good.
Next horse through is the 1A, Divine Hope, also for Alvin Taylor, but she has a race under the belt.
She does, over a sloppy sealed track. Bolted start is the comment. This daughter of American Freedom. Hopefully she can stay straight tonight.
19-1 right now on the 2, Landed Gentry. That's a huge overlay for this daughter of stakes winner Swap Flipperoo.
Yeah, fresh Lasix for the return since November. Never raced shorter than 6.5 furlongs and debuted for a tag.
I like the 3, and she's getting some attention here. Romance Novel for Dallas Stewart. 47 and change gate drill coming into this race.
Yeah, Dallas's horses have performed much better first time out of the box the last year and a half or so. We'll see if this daughter of Lord Nelson can break well tonight.
Really a complete turnaround for Dallas from previous years. I've noticed that. The 4 Explicate for Whitney Bicknell.
Yeah, we'll see. Whitney running her first horse of the year. There's a 4-year-old daughter of Overanalyzed. They paid just $3,000 for as a weanling.
Next horse through is Park Angel, a daughter of Overanalyze.
Yeah, another Overanalyze in here. This one had a bullet over at the training center, 35-4, 2 back out of the gate, and a slower work from the pole for the debut.
Current favorite is Repealing. Tyler Gaff-Leonardi with a couple of wins under the belt tonight and does get first-time Lasix for the return.
Echo Zulu won her debut. Lady Scarlet was second. Those are 2 nice stakes fillies, and she returns, gets the 5.5, gets the leading rider, gets Lasix, lots to like.
Oh, we'll throw down the 3rd. The 3rd place finish there. Out Fox came back to break her maiden and went on to win a stakes race as well on the grass. Classic Coin is the 7 coming through next for Chris Hartman, who looks to have another win.
Looking for another win. 0 for 3 as far as hitting the board so far in her career. She'll cut back to 5.5.
The 8 Royal Flower, $1.2 million purchase for this Grade 1 winning sibling. She is a half to Japan.
Yeah, one of the top sprinters a couple of years back. She showed speed in both of her starts, stopped. Maybe 5.5 does the trick for her.
The 9 Broadway Blaze taking the turn right there for Helen Pitts. I liked this last race for her.
Yeah, it was on the turf. This one cuts. This one goes back to the dirt.
And then for the end of our post parade, we'll look at the 10 Lady Pele for Jordan Blair.
Made up a lot of ground on the turf in her debut. Bejarano stays. We'll see how she does on the on the fast track.
I feel like Bejarano has been on the outside the last couple of races that we've looked at.
Yeah.
You know who else is on the outside? Paul LaDuca. Oh no, he's on the
inside.
inside.
Yeah, I am on the outside. Yeah, I am in the middle, Michelle, and I want to thank my my designer and my supplier here. I got Hurricane Jane over here, and I got Thea over here. They're both very, very sharp horse players as well. They dressed me up wonderful tonight. I do not need any kind of makeup person anymore for the rest of the meet. Now, Thea is all over the 6 and the 7 in here. She thinks that's a good exacta box. Now, Hurricane Jane, you like looking at horses, and you think the 8 looks good.
8 and 6.
8 and 6 for them. I like the 3 because I asked you, Hurricane Jane, the 3 was a first-time starter, and you said the 3 looked pretty good.
He did. Yep.
Is he going to run big for me?
I think so.
Thea,
Put the money down.
Thea, are you happy with my, ensemble I'm wearing right now?
It's interesting.
That's all I get, Michelle and Anthony. Interesting.
Paul, you are interesting. I loved the earrings, personally. I think you should get a pair.
A pair of earrings?
A pair of earrings. Look at them. And they
hard
sparkle and glitter. I'm missing the tutu, though. He gave the tutu back to Hurricane Jane, it looks like.
If he had the tutu with the earrings.
Oh, heaven.
Unbelievable. With the halo and the earrings and the tutu.
Paul LaDuca is my new favorite person.
That would have been something.
That was fun.
Paul LaDuca's.
Thank you, Paul LaDuca, for taking an idea and running away with it like Secretariat in the Belmont.
I don't know. We're gonna go. You're bringing the secretary. You know, we have a poll here. You know that, right?
Yes.
You think the poll? All right.
Paul LaDuca, with my idea of putting on some neon glasses, is Secretariat in the Belmont the way he has come through.
You know,
with
if I
that.
knew if it was neon night, I would have came prepared. I swear I would have. There's got to be some glow sticks from my old Guido days back in the house at Howard Beach. No way, there's not.
All right, so Hurricane Jane, LaDuca's friend over there, thought the 8 Royal Flower looked good. She's sitting square on her morning line of 7-2. Julian Leperoux aboard for Steve Asmussen. I don't think he rides for Steve a lot, but they connect at 36% when they do team up together.
He's fast. This filly's fast, like Big Brother.
Yeah.
She's fast. Maybe the 5.5. Maybe she forgets to stop tonight.
That would be a benefit for her, obviously. She has faded in her last couple of outs. We mentioned that she's a half-2 Grade 1 winner, Yapan. She's also a half-2, a very good horse in Southern California by the name of Sawyer's Hill, who actually did his running on the turf course majorly. But a nice pedigree up and down for Royal Flower.
And they're betting repealing because they see Echo Zulu.
Right.
There's nothing, you can't tell me really otherwise. Al Stoll doesn't have the greatest numbers off the layoff. She didn't do much running. I know it was Echo Zulu and Out Fox and Lady Scarlet, but she didn't do much running that day, rather. I don't know.
I like the 9 at a price in here. Helen Pitts is over on the year, but speed and fade last time on the turf, gets back to the dirt, and I don't know, maybe he can just change something up here with a couple of recent starts and getting back on the main.
Maybe. Like I said, it's a weird race. A lot of firsters in here. There's not a ton of pedigree to go off of. There's some 4-year-old first-time starters in here. Lots of going on. I would probably go with Hurricane Jane and the number 8. I never thought I would say that. And Royal Flower, the number 8.
One left to load for the finale at Churchill Downs.
Waiting for Lady Pele. They're in the gate. And the rough. Broadway Blaze and Royal Flower, those two fastest out of there. Royal Flower quickly opens up to lead by 2. Broadway Blaze on the chase from 2nd. Repealing comes away 3rd. Lady Pele on the move from 4th. Park Angel 5th. Romance Novel down inside 6th. Divine Hope moving up into 7th. Explicate is 8th. Classic Coin is 9th. Broadband 10th. Lady Landed Gentry's at the back at 11th and already 12 lengths off the lead. And that leader is Royal Flower flying around the far turn through a quarter in 22-2. Repealing comes off the rail, and Broadway Blaze is on their outside in 3rd. Farther back, Park Angel cuts the corner down inside 4th and angling to the far outside. At the top of the stretch, Royal Flowers in front, but it's a tenuous lead. Repealing runs right by. Repealing running away from Royal Flower. Park Angel late on the scene with Romance Novel, but it is all Repealing. Repealing, finishing full of run and is geared down to win it by 3. Park Angel 2nd. Romance Novel was 3rd. Then it was tight between Broadway Blaze and Lady Pele.
Well, whatever angle the bettors were looking at, whether it be the Echo Zulu line or something else, they were square on to the winner here with Repealing coming home in front.
I couldn't have been more wrong. They bet her tonight because she was ready to roll. She had some turn of foot here tonight, Michelle. This was a nice effort. I know it was only going 5.5, but truth of the matter is, she made that move on the turn. And 11 months is a long time. right? With just a 5.5 furlong race. Wouldn't matter if it was 6 tonight. She was winning tonight. Big effort, short price, but a big effort. 8-5 when all was said and done.
You saw her late to switch leads, but I felt like once she did, she had a whole nother gear there, and you can see Tyler wrapping up on her late. He wasn't pushing on her, wasn't asking her, and in fact, he had her head retucked in. He asks her twice with 2 little crosses there, and then she's gonna just, okay, I'm good to go. He peeks under his arm.
Was that okay? Was that okay?
I mean, yeah, because he was trying to decide there, should I save her or should I keep asking? You know, and they weren't coming to him inside the final teeny tiny bit. 4 strides there.
You endeared yourself to me 2 races into our partnership together
People
today.
looking back on the turn, they're coming, my friend. Don't look back.
I completely hate it.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Drives me nuts.
Let's head back over to the Meadowlands now before we wrap up that finale with Churchill with prices. It was 6, 5, 3, 9 under the wire over there. And we are at post time for race number 13 here. Your current favorite is the 6. I'm not even going to try for that name unless you want to.
4 Bolt Maine.
Okay. It's debatable if those were tougher fields in the GSY series, but if you think so, then you want to play tonight, right?
Yeah, the biggest problem with him is he's losing ground at the end of all of his races recently. And that's not something, you know, your bankroll does not build. My NairaBets account usually goes the wrong way when my horses go backwards most of the way. This door's coming up right now, Deerfield Beach. This is the get out for me for tonight.
Okay.
Tonight, America's all day at the races. It's been a tough road to hoe for the Big A today. I'm going to see if I can bail out with Deerfield Beach a little bit at 9 to. That's a square price.
Okay, wait. He's 1 for 17 this year, so
I know.
Pray tell. I mean, that's 1 for 17, and that's your get-out horse.
I think if you pick his PPs apart a little bit, his Meadowlands races are okay.
Okay.
You take out that wet track race at the Meadowlands, and the rest of his Meadowlands races are okay. He's a square enough price. I mean, he was in the GSY 1 last week, and he was 9-5. And now because of and this is where the post position comes into play. He's 9-1 for that reason. I'm going to try him.
He was 3-1 on the morning line, so a big overlay here. And I know Jessica interested in Deerfield Beach, among others.
I am. And, you know, when I got to the 13th race, handicapping the race and kind of looking over what horses were in good form, it was a bit of a question mark. It's a competitive field of horses in here. I like 3 horses in here that are all dropping down in class, 1 to the inside, 1 to the middle of the gate, and, of course, Deerfield Beach to the outside of the gate. The 3 final, Justice. A little bit of up and down on the class ladder. You have to pick apart his lines a little bit, I think. Prior to tonight, he's had 2 outside posts, the 7 and the 8. Last time out, he was parked that middle half. And he did lose ground there a little bit, but Village Champ was just much the best that night. He did pace in 54-4. He did have a solid last quarter of 28-1. So this is considered a drop down in class, and he gets a key inside post to work with. The 6-4 Bolt Maine is the other trainee in that barn. Marcus Miller gets the call in here. Another horse dropping out of those GSY 1 series. And one thing to note about those GSY 1 and 2 series is those are amateur drivers, and they really do mix it up there early and, you know, throughout the mile. Sometimes they're 3-4 wide going into the first turn, and they pop up fast fractions in the first quarter and opening half even. So it makes it for closers to come from well off of the pace. So this guy actually was racing pretty well. 27-3 at the end of that last mile. He's been pacing in 53 and change and 52 and change. He just got beat a neck 2 starts back, from a middle pack post when he put up some speed on the front end. So maybe we get a little speed out of him. Maybe he can, you know, stay close to the pace for that. The 9 Deerfield Beach, I know you guys were mentioning he's only 1 for 17 on the year this year. He's 2 for 40 last year, but he has plenty of back class, the son of Sun Beach somewhere, and he is coming off of a good race there in a GSY series. So another one coming out of there. This is post 9, so Braxton Boyd's either going to have to leave aggressively from him or find, you know, some sort of trip to get him involved in the race. He does show some speed. He shows some speed 3 starts back at Freehold, where he's parked the first quarter, led the way, and then just, you know, was a little short there at the end of the mile. But I really liked what I saw last time out. He got away third, and he made a move, and he only got beat a length and a half. So I thought it was a good effort. Like I said, outside post tonight, Braxton's either going to have to find that gate speed out of him again or work out some sort of trip so he can be close to the action. 3-6-9 in the closer at the Big M for me.
Thanks so much to Jessica. 3-6-9, so a 13-1 shot in there. What happened to the price on your 9, Anthony?
I don't know. I didn't bet enough money to bail out for the day. I didn't do that. I can tell you that. I promise. Scout's honor.
To be fair, that is square on the morning line of 3-1. Horses on gate right now for the finale at the Big M.
No changes, field of 10. And right now at 5-2, the 9 Deerfield Beach, 3-1 on the 5 El Rama, 3-1 on the 6 4 Bolt Maine, 7-2 2 Bruce's Magic. Here they come, race 13. They're off. 4 Bolt Maine shoots out of there along with Big Bad Bill into second. Bruce's Magic on the inside third. And here comes Pocket Watch just swooping down on the outside along with Deerfield Beach now 6th on the outside and gaining. Settling in is El Rama. Then it's a gap of 2 lengths to Manny's 2 Special and Final Justice at the rear with It's Rockin' Randy next to last, and the trailer is Purple Sky. First quarter 27-1 as Pocket Watch takes over with Andy Miller. It's Pocket Watch to the front. Big Bad Bill now second. 4 Bolt Maine takes to the outside and goes after the leader. Bruce's Magic tightens in from 4th. It's Deerfield Beach to the outside 5th, followed by El Rama 6th. Gap of a length to Manny's 2 Special. Then it's Final Justice, and It's Rockin' Randy drops back to his inside Purple Sky. Half was 55 seconds onto the far turn. 4 Bolt Maine takes on Deerfield Beach. Those 2 hook up in a fierce tussle with 3 hits to go. Gap of 3.5 lengths to Pocket Watch on the inside third. El Rama stalled 4th on the outside as they head by 3/4. Big Bad Bill needs racing room on the inside 5th. Bruce's Magic 6th at 3/4. 4 Bolt Maine so far rebuffing Deerfield Beach. 3/4 1:22 and 4. 27 and 4 third quarter, and 4 Bolt Maine taking off by 4.5 5. Has some separation now on Deerfield Beach. El Rama rallies into third. Big Bad Bill on the inside 4th. Late pace from Purple Sky, but home free 4 Bolt Maine at 9-5. 4 Bolt Maine and Marcus Miller. Then it's tight. Deerfield Beach there with El Rama and Big Bad Bill and Bruce's Magic. 1:51 and 4.
4 Bolt Maine there with the victory. I thought looked very solid inside the final little leg.
Yeah, he left strong. Marcus Miller did. Took over and just kept powering away here. Deerfield Beach took a big run and just he outpaced them off the turn, and that was the end of it.
There's a look once again. You see the fractions up there, 27 and 1, 55 flat, and 122 and change for the 3/4. Clock it in the mile in 151 and change.
Yeah, big effort. Big effort tonight at the big end.
And that closes out the card at the Meadowlands. We also had the finale from Churchill Downs just a few minutes ago. We're going to head back over there and take a look at their winner's circle, where Repealing is walking in, breaking her maiden and career start number 2. This was her 3-year-old debut for trainer Al Stahl. She did add Lasix here, and in her unveiling, she finished behind Echo Zulu. No filly like that in this particular field. This one was much the best.
No, and if you hit the all button, you got a 45 to 1 shot second, over $200 exacta to get an 8 to 5 shot home.
Not too bad. Gaff Leone also with 4 winners on the night to just keep that hold on top of the standings. Not that it was in danger of being lost, but I mean, anytime you can increase, go on with your bad self.
Speaking of powering away, right? He is powering away from Rafael Bejarano, Ricardo Santana Jr., and all the rest of his riders standing.
He's like the Paula Duca in the fashion world. All right, there's a look right there at Churchill as everyone bids goodnight for Neon Nights at Downs After Dark, but we'll return right here at America's Day at the Races.
Purple Haze Standardbred Adoption Program was created in 2018 by Wanda Policini. Purple Haze provides training to transition into new careers and finding homes. Horses are started with groundwork and then ridden in an arena before going on. Horses at Purple Haze are evaluated and adopted out based on abilities and temperament. If you have a horse that you care about, or if you're looking for a great pleasure horse, please contact Purple Haze Standardbred Adoption Program.
Welcome back here to America's Day at the Races. It's a live look right now at the Big M. We just had the finale from the Meadowlands, where 4 Bolt Maine powered away late to be a strong winner for their nightcap. Marcus Miller in the bike, paying $5.60 there. Deerfield Beach, the get-out horse for Anthony. 5-1, finishing second.
Look at that exact. I think that paid for almost $50. I used the 6 and 9 in the pick 4 ticket.
And look, Buongiorno in third.
Buongiorno.
Riding home
Good
in
work.
third there. Before we bid adieu to the Meadowlands, let's check in with Jessica one last time.
Another great night of racing in the books here at the Big M, and I'm so excited for our next show that takes place on July 9th. It is a great stakes card that is going to be filled with plenty of action. We have our 4 graduate finals for the 4-year-old open, trotters, and pacers on the male and female side, plus eliminations for our Meadowlands pace, one of the key features in harness racing. Plus, we have the barbecue battle. So if you're near East Rutherford, New Jersey, make sure you come on out for that. It's going to be a great night of racing.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Looking forward to that coming up on July 9th. As we're all done with our live racing, Anthony, I think it's time to look back at a couple of stakes races that we had earlier on the programs today for America's Day at the Races, where we covered live racing from early on this morning until almost tomorrow.
Yes. This is what we do. We keep firing away.
Let's take a look at the poker stakes. It was right here at Belmont Park. Chad Brown looking for his first win in this turf race.
And Mason is going to be the one to give it to him off of a perfect trip behind Wolfie's Nine Ghost. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say. A little bit of a tougher time to get by Wolfie's Nine Ghost, and it took him in the Seek again, but he got by and he got the job done, giving him his 2nd consecutive stateside victory.
Nice win there under Flavien Pratt to hold off all comers late, although it was less than a settled trip early on. He still got the job done. I'm sure we'll see some more from Mason come summertime.
Maybe the 4-star Dave is next up at the old spa.
He's going to need to step up his game, though, if he's going to want to compete in that. We also did have stakes action at Churchill, the Monomoy Girl. We're not going to show you that, but it did go to Society, keeping her undefeated streak intact.
Yeah, stretched out for the first time tonight and got the job done along the inside, which might not be the place you want to be right now at Churchill Downs.
So that's going to do it for us here on America's Day at the Races. That went on through the night as well. I had such a great time working with you today.
This was
you
a
put
lot
up
of
with
fun.
me twice.
Yes, pleasure was all mine.
Really, thanks to everybody here for watching us and sticking with us all day and all night. For Anthony Stibiel, for Paula Duca, I'm Michelle Yu, and we are going to bid you good evening. Oh, I want that picture as my screensaver. Good night.
The momentum continues for War Dancer. Following a triumphant Saratoga meet as the #1 second crop sire, his progeny have posted 14 more wins in 2022, like Pop the Bubbly.
And it's going to be Pop the Bubbly.
You should be dancing.
On the outside, you should be dancing the winner.
And Fun While It Lasted in an 8-length blowout.
Final furlong. It's Fun While It Lasted until the 16th left has 8 lengths on them.
Now with $3 million in progeny earnings on dirt and turf going long and short, War Dancer is a sire on fire. Join the momentum today at wardancerstud.com.
The Thoroughbred Owner Conference is back in person for the first time in 3 years and is being held in the new 1863 Club at Saratoga Racecourse, July 25th and 26th. Attendees enjoy 9 ownership topics with an impressive list of speakers, along with social events to meet other owners and network, an opening reception at the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame, a conference dinner, and an afternoon of racing at Saratoga. It's the 2022 Thoroughbred Owner Conference, July 25th and 26th. See you in Saratoga.
Following C, pouring it on here in the stretch. Impressive to win the Grade 2 Vosburg. Following C,
Mile Happy has kicked it into high gear, and Mile Happy with a powerful performance wins by 2.5.
Eclipse champion Run Happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.